Good afternoon, y'all. Man, tomorrow here. Let's give a couple minutes to get some people in here, play some music till we start. So stay tuned. I want to thank everybody for coming through. I want to thank everybody for giving me over just 13,000 subscribers. I just checked before I logged on. So thank y'all for giving me over 13,000 subscribers. And we know what the topic of today is. It's just that it's kind of like a stolen legacy that everybody seems to deliberately misunderstand black male agency. You know, when you bring up things like the Pepsi Center here in Denver, the Staples Center in like LA, Madison Square Garden, those, Soldier Field, Chicago, Lambeau Field. Those are places where you don't want to play at because we know how good the crowd is for the home team when you do play there. That's why it's hard to win there. But it's very hard to play for a team called Black America when no one cares about producers. So you have to realize why it is that no one cares about producers. You truly have to get that our society is set up so that way women can benefit. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot wrong with, however, for you as a man to be engaging in such things as if that has something to do with male agency. You have to realize that there's a lot of people who gets a lot out of the productive benefit of working class men through the grab and go Negro system, because nobody really cares about the hard work that it takes to be a productive individual. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to actually benefit from the productivity of a select few people that is normally going to be eaten up by the grateful many people who have not tried within their lives. So you have to realize that this misunderstanding of productivity is not a female-based thing. It's a male-based thing as well. Because for some reason within Black America, we have this problem of wanting to pass down better circumstances to the people and the children that we have in Black America. But you have to realize that the reason why it can't be passed down is because there's a hell of a lot more people on the field trying to play positions that they're not really suited for. Men who are 50 years old still think they're out here chasing women, giving advice on that. We got women out here still talking about chasing the bag like she's 25, eating Waffle House every night. These are the type of things that you have going on. But see, if you've been to other different cultures, you would realize that things just don't work like that in other places. And it's the deliberate understanding of what Black male agency is about. You have to understand that Black male agency has nothing to do with the community. We're in the month, Black History Month. For all the people who claim that they are top dog in Black America, how many of these types of people are celebrated during the month of Black greatness? Do we have the family and household that reflects the time when all these people who are celebrating out here? What's going on, Mike B? What's going on, Signal Jones? So this is the type of stuff that you have going on here. Because at some point, the teacher has to teach. The teacher shouldn't still be on the field coaching beyond the time that has passed that they're supposed to be playing. But this is what it is acceptable within Black male America. We act as if this army of kids who cannot be worked with, I'm talking about the men for the most part, just showed up out of nowhere. These people actually came from a specific place that no one wants to criticize. It is amazing how we want to blame the children for where they're supposed to be when they're adults of those kids are normally in the same condition as the kids are. So you need to realize that this misunderstanding of Black male agency isn't gender-based. It is generational-based. If they actually cared about sitting around and doing nothing, don't you think They would have been socialized and cultured to do the work first. But you have to realize that a lot of people deliberately misunderstand this topic of black male agency to hide the fact that they haven't done a lot of things in their own life. And the only thing they can do is become a child predator and to deliberately not tell this child the things that he or she should take seriously. It's unthinkable that people would even let their child not excel in education when they know the people who they grew up with and exactly where they are in society and life. We already know where those people are, and they do too. But for some reason, these people simply want to sit back and act like all this stuff is a mystery, when it clearly is not a mystery. We know how we got here. We clearly wasn't doing the work and we didn't have the focus. Because somehow in Black America, having a child that does way better than the parent is somehow seen as a reflection on the parent. Other cultures and societies, they come here, they work low-wage jobs. They're proud when their kids go to law school. They're proud when their kids go to dental school. They're proud when their kids qualify for pre-med. They're proud of all those things. Even though those parents have probably not accomplished nothing in their life, they are completely proud of the progress that their kids make. Then you have to take a look at Black America. Can anybody say that these people are even choosing the type of men who would even hand down that type of legacy to their child? Their answer is no, they aren't. And even last night on the Black Brain Trust, you had two individuals come on and attempt to restart the conversation with ignoring the primary problem. And at the end of the day, we have let this person surf mighty wide within Black America without even questioning their contribution to the scene outside of sex, outside of sexual access. You see, we can't ask questions like that, apparently, because most men are trying to have sex with the problem as their actual contributions to actual Black America. This is where we're at in Black America today. Because having your child grow into their own person, actually to fully explore their creativity to a point to where they can break into some of these new fields out here, is something that we're not doing with Black children in Black America. But somehow this same kid is around other people from other societies who are doing just that. So it's either you want things to change for the better, or you don't want things to change so that way you can maintain your own power. And I think the latter of the two is where we actually sit. What is wrong with making sure a child can actually compete within the same circumstances to which he lived, on the same circumstances to which he's expected to actually produce on the big stage? What's wrong with that? We socialize women better than we socialize Black men. Most of these black men are socialized into the just enough mentality. So by the time you get to them, 20 and 30 years old, they still have the just enough mentality. They still have the hyena mentality. They want to listen to enough of what you say, then they just want to repeat it and get the quick buck out of it. They really don't want to practice the actual craft as it's supposed to be practiced. Rather than trying to get a quick understanding, there's nobody who doesn't want to go into an environment and actually learn the actual skill inside and out. This is what's actually happening out here. And then by the time they do get help, they're in like fix it Jesus mode. Oh man, I'm facing down the pressure. Oh man, I'm facing down these charges. Like, this is when they actually need and ask for help. This is crazy. What is wrong with the encouragement of black men to be the best that they could possibly be? We do it for the women. You have people in the same house giving the same lady the level of encouragement, but they fully leave their boys out of it. Like they don't even matter. But this is where we are, though. Everybody's deliberately misunderstanding the same thing for the same reasons. Do we really hate the sight of black male leadership so much as a culture that we're willing to be led by women? I would say the answer would have to be yes. Because most men who you see online, what's their claim to fame? Access to sex. That's their claim to fame. They got the greatest possible way to get short-term sex, and you're going to end up losing your entire life over that stuff. You want to know why? The people who are teaching you that stuff already lost their lives over that stuff. The reason why? They can't show you any results. Can they show you any results of the quality woman who chose them? Can they show off their home conditions to which they live? Can they show you about any of that stuff? The answer is they can't. Because they're playing the same game, start over from zero, as you do when you're starting. So you have to realize that black male agency isn't that hard. It's just that most people don't want to see black male agency because they're afraid that you're going to leave the community behind. So they leave you behind and mentally load up your head with all this stuff that isn't really your actual problem to fix. So you have 18 and 19-year-olds trying to figure out how they're going to feed their entire family. '14 and 15-year-olds being made to provide for the household when they simply could have chosen a provider from the first beginning before they had a child. You have to realize that black male agency is going to take care of a family, a black family created by a black man at some point. The problem is they have so little trust in black male leadership that they'll never allow it to be formed. So you truly have to recognize, man, that you have to separate from this actual system. because we got to start from the beginning. And once we get done with this, we're going to have a book that y'all going to read. In 2 weeks, we're going to come back and talk about that book. We need to move this stuff in another direction. Because we seem to be having these redundant conversations over and over again with no real progress. And we need to just raise the level of conversation so high that none of these people can be able to stop where we're trying to go. So let's start with talking about exactly who you are at the moment. Who you are at the moment has certain things associated. Who you are at the moment are the people who you listen to and the reasons why. Who you are at the present moment are the things you spend money on and why. You have to look at yourself by the lack of investment in and on yourself and why. You have to look at the lack of direction in your life and the plan to which you are following and why. You have to look at the things that you think about short and long term and why. You have to look at the way you present yourself in professional settings and why. You have to get an understanding of your inability to keep your cool under pressure and why that is. You have to take a very deep look at the people who you idolize and follow and why. And this goes into the reasons for the actions that you take and the outcomes of them and why you get those things. It also goes into the people who you surround yourself with and why. The people who you defend and why. Your lack of concentration on self-sufficiency, but looking at other people to give you a level or boost to give you that, so that way you can start on that and why. And if you don't like it, can't face it, don't want to talk about it, nor think about it, you need to change it. Because where you want to be in the future is going to have to start right now. Dude, if you did it right, lead a field. You won. You ain't got to celebrate in front of those people who you know you can't change. If you have a problem not letting this stuff go, yeah, look at where you came from. Look at the circumstances to which you were born. Most of the circumstances that most Black men come out of were not conducive to them being successful at anything, except for making sure women are pleased. And that's not a really high bar. All you have to do is put yourself beneath them, and that's kind of it. You have to look at how long you have to go without to get to where you are and why. You see, in other cultures, producers are celebrated, and producers don't actually need to want for anything because that is what's celebrated within their culture. High degrees of success, high degrees of education, not just stuff on like stuff that don't make any sense, But this is how other cultures grade themselves. So you have to graduate college, start a new career, and then turn right back around and worry about the people who never tried. No other culture has to worry about those type of things. So the deliberate misunderstanding is culture wide. It isn't for a couple of people. It's culture wide. But see, if you don't know all this stuff up front, you're going to spend a hell of a lot of your time trying to figure out the why this stuff is. Sometimes you just have to realize this is where you are. You got to move on from this point, and you can't look back. Now, if they run up ahead, you try to drop something so that way they can be able to understand it. But there's a lot of things that's wrong with this equation that you can fix. You don't need their help. Blackmail agency is not about needing people's help. It's about having a consistent track record and worth that you're trying to strive towards. It's not about the job that you're trying to get. It's about where you're trying to get within that job or career. Are you trying to just work there, or are you trying to run things there? Are you trying to work there, or are you trying to get as much knowledge that you can from this situation and split off and do your own thing within the same market? Are you trying to work there, or are you trying to just screw the hottest woman in the place? Because these people are not more skilled than us at anything. They just have a better system that protects them. That's the only thing they got. But the only thing you have that they don't is the ability to be able to spend your time on self. Learning how things work, you're already there. Spending 8, 9 hours a day, there's nothing wrong with trying to see how everything works. That's how I did it. And I understand how people may feel whenever they hear these type of things, but you have to recognize that if you think you're the problem, then change it tomorrow. All you got to do is walk into the light one time, let it shine on you one time, and whatever's left, you need to rebuild from that. But most of this stuff you're going to have to do alone. Most of this stuff is individual effort based. Most of this stuff has nothing to do with a group, nothing to do with a team. It has the most to do with the best that you could possibly do with the opportunity and choice that you possibly have been given. Sometimes you have to be able to just go out there where people ain't been before. You have to stop listening to people who ain't where you want to be in life. You got people worrying about their sexual market value and all this new stuff and not even worried about productivity. What is that? Sexual marketplace has nothing to do with blackmail agency. Has nothing to do with black male self-determination. Has nothing to do with black meritocracy. How many people are celebrated in Black History Month based on all the women that they slain within their life, within their sexual prime and afterwards? None of them. So you have to realize that you cannot be thinking like people who are expired. If you do, you become expired just like them. That can't be what you want. That can't be why you came here. That can't be why you're doing all this. You have to look at how these people live turn out versus what they try to brag about online. And you need to ask yourself, am I really going to be able to do all the things in my life looking up to X, Y, and Z's person's life experience based on something that's based on nothing? Because at that point, you become as lame as they actually are. Rather than being lame based on not having a certain type of person's respect, you become lame because you follow and do lame ass stuff. You actually deserve better. But you got to be the one to put yourself in position to obtain it. Not trying to be around certain types of people doesn't make you a sellout, man. You actually become a sellout when you hang around people you know damn well you ain't supposed to be around. You got to stop trying to fit in with people who ain't got no future. All right, Paul, you have a nice. We have to build a new paradigm that's based on Black meritocracy and Black male agency and self-determination. Because most of the people here who are winning, they got a group, but they still work. There's still work to be done. There's always more work to be done. There's always another publication you can read. There's always another magazine subscription you can go to. There's always another industry event that you need to plan on being at if you're going to be anywhere in any type of career field. Because my version of Black male agency is a lifestyle. It ain't no destination, it's a lifestyle. And if you don't make it a lifestyle, then you're going to be beat out by somebody who's clearly just going to outwork you. Even though you may have put in the same amount of time that that person did. You see, what most of these people raise in these type of boys around here, but they look at you. They look at your compassion, patience, and your personal dignity and see weakness. They don't see a human being there. They're looking at a crop that is not growing fast enough so that way they can pull it out the ground and try to feed the whole community with it. That's what they see when they look at you. So when you see these people who think they got power and they ask for producers, but they don't know what the hell to do with them, you have to know what they're looking at and why they're trying to look at it. What's going on, Ramil? That's right. But the game changes when you can look at them as a resource. That's right. You have to start looking at them how they look at you. You have to start looking at them assets and liabilities. That's how you have to look at it. Because they're trying to look at you a whole nother way that they don't expect you to play by the same rules that they do. Yeah, man, you have to declare your own independence. It's time to work on your own power. The more you gain your own power, the more you empower others, the less their opinion matters. The greater control you have over your own life. That is the only way things will get better. But at the end of the day, a lot of people want to strip you of this information because this is what should have been taught in households. And there's a lot of people out there that's lost, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you get to decide how lost and for how long. And knowing better. You have to decide yourself like I did. You know how I decided? Decided a long time ago. And I don't give a damn who sees it. It's my dream, and I don't care who witnesses it. But I know I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be straight. Why? Because I put the work in. I went to the right people. I got the right help. I went into people's office who ripped me apart about the stuff that I wasn't doing. Yeah, there were some tough conversations. I was a better off person for it. Because I didn't want it to easy go as it easy came. Yeah, I still made mistakes and all that stuff along the way. But at the end of the day, I didn't lose the work ethic towards it. I didn't lose myself in the position that I had because I always wanted to be better. I always treated people with a level of respect no matter what happened. And I was always taught that taking shortcuts for, over, and about money isn't worth it. It makes you look like a damn fool. Not just straight paying people and trying to save every dollar on some nonsense. Yeah. I had to sit there and I had to take it. You have to unlearn these things that you're taught within these black spaces about placing your self-esteem and self-worth on temporary access. You have to understand that you have to be proud to build for the worthy, even if it's just you. Because you are going to be the gold standard of the people who you allow in your life. Nobody gets instant access, not even family members, not even parents at some point. Sometimes it's better to keep those people out of your life and in your phone on silent before you try to take on their actual problems and your future at the same time. You can't do it. You should always compare yourself to other people. How on earth are you going to be able to get better as a person if you don't compare yourself to other people? How on earth would Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant be the best in the league if they didn't compare themselves to other people within the league when they were playing in their respective times? You have to understand that this is a solo trip. They don't really look at you as an actual person who needs to be respected until you've done XYZ things for them. But you have to get that doing XYZ things for self is more important than trying to be celebrated by people who don't have the minimum level of respect for you. Yeah. And once you get your own power for yourself, the whole world changes. None of these people's opinions mean anything anymore. They can't hold potential access above your head. Like, dude, it has no control over you. It is like you have genuine feelings, but your pride won't let you show it. Don't let pride get in your way of taking in information that can change your life. I had to go through this stuff myself. Tons of time when people gave me simplistic information that could have changed my trajectory on everything. Then I had to lose everything only to look at somebody mostly who was lower than me or maybe homeless, like, damn, if I just would have done it at that time, it would have changed the whole output of this thing. But that's the way the things go, man. You can't expect the progress that they got in your camp. You are a producer. To those type of people, progress is going to happen without any real gain or any evolution on their part, or no work put in. That's how they see progress, by waiting there and just getting them a man on the grab and go Negro system. I'll just sit here and do whatever I'm doing, and hopefully God send me a good man. Like, this is what's going on, man. What's going on, spiritual logic? You have to realize that your household is going to reflect the value system that you display within your life. It's that they don't want the gains. They want the gains without the work. They want the gains without any investment. They want the gains without any chance. They want the gains, not the downfalls associated with taking the chance. There's too many things here that you have full access and control of nowadays. This ain't the 50s when you're actually ducking imminent death to do things in society. This ain't the 50s where you may not get hired somewhere based on no matter how many skills you got. You have to realize that these things are just not worthwhile today. And you have to realize that the kids of 2053 are going to be born within the next 5 to 7, maybe 10 years. And I just left the South, and let me tell you, the men are finished for the most part. They're nothing but domestic pets, strung out on sex from big bitches. That's what most dudes are down there. Nobody's really concentrated on anything except for pleasing a woman or trying to be a bed bug who's going to be the next Madden King on somebody's couch. That's life to most people down there. And that can't be the only place. It's probably everywhere else too. You got to separate from these quitters, man. You're never going to be able to get anywhere if you surround yourself with people who have quit. People think there's a such thing as somebody being lost and the person who quit being the same thing. At least the person who's lost is trying to be found. Somebody who's quit, they're quite different. The person who quit is trying to stop the game from functioning from other people who could have better things to do in society and life. What's going on, Roastmaster? So you have to understand that quitters don't mind giving out bad information that they know is going to explode in somebody's face. But you have to realize that sometimes, man, you got to be able to move out of that situation to somewhere else where don't nobody know you. And you can't be using any excuse of staying in bad situations. You're not going to be accepted in most of the places where you go in society and life. You're just not going to be. And the people out here who spreading this notion that somehow you are, once you release, step to a certain social class of being based on sexual access, is still wrong. Don't mean anything. You have to understand that it's okay to be at peace. You ain't got to be at war all the time. Sometimes it's just better to be in the lab studying or reading up on something in relative peace. Peace is actually okay. Not listening to these people who ain't got their stuff together, that's actually okay. It's okay to leave some of these folks behind and the hell alone. It's okay. Have anybody ever told you how okay that is? That you ain't got to be worried about other people's stuff outside of what you've done for yourself? It's okay. It's okay. It's also okay to try to help them from afar. Give them the information and pass it. You don't want to take the information, you keep rolling, man. Because not everybody want to do all the work, man. They want the results, but they don't want to do all the work, dude. And these be the same people breaking inside your house because you try to tell a person how good you got it. Sometimes, man, you just got to kick back and just know things are fine and keep trying to find the people where you can find them and just keep going up that hill. You put notes down to where you've been. Hopefully they get it when they be climbing up, but you can't stop climbing, dude. You got to keep climbing up that mountain. You can't wait for other people, man. Black meritocracy is not about waiting on people. It's about going to get yours and make sure that you're fine and straight. Not trying to overburden yourself with other people's problems. Because most of these things were walked into by a specific type of individual, the person who caused it. You have to realize that this stuff is easy. Real easy. You can't be around people who say ridiculous stuff like white supremacy or the white man's holding us back. Dude, you gotta get away from people like that. Those people are mentally ill. Because they actually doing the work of the actual person that they claim that they are afraid of. And can't really see it. See that they're doing that. You got to stop having unreformed criminals from being around you who want top billing in your circle without a track record. Unprincipled people always want to be taken seriously without a track record. These people want you and what you have accomplished to take a chance on them being in leadership, knowing that they ain't got not a damn bit better to be in leadership under your flag or anyone else. They just want to start off and screwing things up from the top. They don't want to do the work from the bottom to the top. And unfortunately, you got to be around better principled people. That includes fake religious people as well. That includes bad business people who actually think just because they're black and they're in business, they should get all their support. You got to stay away from people like that. You got to stop being around people over the age of 35 still talking about game and mouthpiece to attain worthless rants to. Man, you got to stay away from people like that. You got to stay away from people who's willing to be a mouthpiece or he put pit bull just to be around women that they ain't getting nothing out of. You gotta stay away from people like that. The people who you getting this type of advice from, you better make damn sure that they living it. Because if they can't show you any type of results from what they're doing, then it's most likely they're just trying to set you up to fail and are quite okay with you doing so. You have to understand, man, that this stuff don't last forever. You're not going to have better chances than what you have right now. Actually, life circumstances are going to keep putting you further and further behind to where you have less and less time to actually do this stuff. The best time is right now, because you don't know if a family death or some other health concerns that come or getting an accident, something may could change your entire life where you can't even accomplish half of this stuff. You got to break through that refusal to grow type thing. You got to always be growing, man. Sometimes that information that you get is starter information just to open your mind up to the possibilities. You're going to have to do 100 times more work than any actual school study that you actually go into. You can't look at education like a hose harvest. You have to look at education as this is how this stuff gets started. I need to put myself in position into some of these places so that way I can get this stuff actually working. The education is to get you through the door. Your work ethic is what's going to keep you there, along with the mentors that you choose, as long as you ask for them. Because people don't care about what's on the resume. They care about where you're going with the resume. So there's no reason to not be competing out here, man. There's no reason. There's no reason. Yeah. So that's where we're at, man. So let me drop this link. It's gonna be in here for another hour. Then we're gonna get up out of here before the rumble starts. You know, we're gonna give people a couple minutes to come in, then we're gonna come back. So take about 3, then y'all come back, all right? Links in the chat for people who want to come up. What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, MOT?
Facts today, man. You speaking facts, man.
Yeah, man. It's just that, man. Like, you know, man, leaving the South, man, I'm seeing the iceberg that's coming, and I can't even talk to most dudes about it, man. It's wild, dude. So it's like people don't understand how easy that this is. All you have to do is step aside, focus on what you need to focus on. Then you can enjoy all this stuff forever later, but they don't want to do that. They want the fat bitches right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that shit.
Facts. And what you said that stuck out to me was what you just said. You said you don't know how much time you got left. You don't know if a family death or what can come up to hinder your growth. Like, that's why you got to use this time wisely. You can't recoup this back, man. So every day you waste, I can lose some money. You know, I can lose a bitch, but I can't lose. But time, I can't get that back. All that other stuff I can get back. I can't get that time back. You know what I mean? This is why majority of my time is spent working on, you know, what I got going on, either one of my businesses or something. I don't play around, you know. So it's like I understand that concept, and it's a shame that a lot of us do not understand that concept. I don't know what it is, why we don't understand the importance of time, and why we should be using it wisely. But yeah, that really stuck out to me, man. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. So maximize your potential today, and that should be a lifestyle. Turn that into a lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, dude, everything is about the lifestyle. Everything is about the lifestyle. When I was out there, how fast was I moving between those trucks, changing shit out, doing this shit right here?
Oh yeah, facts. Yeah,
doing fucking. Oh, and what was I doing? Still talking to y'all while I'm doing all this.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, out in the field, doing two things at once, and that's another thing black men don't understand: multitasking. You might have to have a couple things going on at one time, but you know. Yeah, you was out there, man. You big trucks.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's like people like, well, how do you hold all this stuff in line? I'm like, dude, I don't know, but I'm not gonna fucking stop to find out.
X, man, because it's ingrained. You lived it so much, it's become a habit. You know what I mean? It's become the lifestyle. Back again to that lifestyle piece, man. And it's easy once you start. I mean, it's easy once you get into the groove. Once you build the momentum up. I think what scares a lot of us away is the beginning part, that hump to get over. But once you get into the groove, man, it's automatic. Like this lifestyle of productivity is automatic for me. You know, I can't really explain it, but it's just how I live now.
Dude, like, listen, man. There's not a girl who I've not long-term dated. The first thing I do is put her ass through trucking school. She ain't fucking trying to be producer for the fucking team. I'm not gonna bring somebody on my fucking team and let her go fucking work for some other nigga. You're out of your fucking mind. Why the fuck would I do that? Oh, see, I'm supposed to be producing for my fucking team. Fuck that shit.
See, now MOT, that's advanced level thinking, man. Because a lot of these niggas, they're not ready to they don't understand that a female should not be working. If you with the female, she should not be working for anybody else. Really, you know what I mean? Because you can't serve two masters.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, hold on a second, fast. Like, I remember the first time that my dad came in like drunk as fuck one time, and he like left the fucking truck at the fucking bar that was down the street. So my mother said, well, I need to go down there and get the truck and bring it back to the house. I'm like, you know how to drive semi? She was like, yeah. What the fuck you think I'm with this man for if I don't know how to fucking drive a semi? I'm like, and she was like, yeah. And every time the truck need to go get done, if he have to go somewhere else, yeah, I drive the shit. Yeah, I drive. Don't like it, but if I'm gonna be in this fucking relationship, that's how that shit gonna work. That's the actual tool to get in here. I wouldn't be in this fucking house if I did not prove that I was gonna be part of the team by being a part of that shit. That's the fucking thing. I'm not gonna let no motherfucker come here, be independent, go to another motherfucker. I'm not sure what the fuck she's doing there 8-9 hours a fucking day. Exactly. I know what the fuck she's doing here though.
Exactly.
I know what she's doing here though. Yeah. So it's like the thing is, man, it's just that people have this come up culture shit fucked up.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Fasten.
Hey, what's up, MOT? What's up, Ramil and King Sing, man? I just wanted to add into what Ramil said before MOT gave that one experience. Uh, the subject about the females, I come with the understanding of the scripture says the woman is supposed to be a helpmeet. What is a helpmeet? It's somebody who's helping you, right? So, like Ramil says if I'm doing something, the woman is supposed to be helping me, because if she's idle, she a idle person cannot do anything, and what ends up happening is they will find something, and it's usually something that's not beneficial to you. So either she's gonna be the mother of your children, being a homestay mom because that's your job, or she can accompany you, if you have no children, so she can be a helpmate. And then speaking of truck driving, uh from my experience, where I heard from the old school people, when they used to ask me, they say, hey, are you married? I'm like, no, I'm a single guy. They say, good, man. They're like, in this industry, you don't want to be married because most of the truckers here end up in divorce. And I was thinking in my mind, and I asked them, I'm like, why don't you bring your wife with you so she can see what you're doing? And you know what? Some of the guys who are divorced, they say, well, I'm doing it now. And I'm like, how come these guys didn't even think about it in the first place? And it just come to mentality, man. It's something that, that was not in their habit. So and then from the truckers that I hear that bring their women or wife with them, they have a better a good relationship. They're happy. The woman is always with them. So when they take a break, or they take a break from trucking, they go on vacation somewhere, or they travel
That's
overseas.
what we do, man. That's what we do. It's like, dude, it's nothing to be like. I mean, because I normally drive at night. I love driving at night. So, but it's like, dude, it's nothing, man. Like if she's fucking like on your fucking team, like how can you have somebody on your fucking team and she ain't really by you 24 fucking hours a day? You know what I'm saying? Like most of this shit is not driving. Most of this shit is paperwork, bullshit, repairs, and that's if the motherfuckers are here in town. If they're not here in town, you're waiting for those $5,000, $6,000 fucking service calls and shit because it's something fucked up. She does the overnight shit. No social media, just sitting there waiting on the fucking phone call. And it's like, what we have allowed, if we have allowed a whole bunch of rogue people who's not held to any type of responsibility or standard to act like they on our fucking team, man, when they're not really on our team like that. They're just by our team. They're not on our team.
Yeah.
Nah, but that's another good point, man. If she's somewhere else 8 to 9 hours a day, that's why any female I mess with, like, the type of lifestyle I'm with. But if she's on a team, she has to be helping me with my businesses. If she's gonna stick around for more than that time, she has to be putting in work. Ain't no way around it, because, like you said, as soon that 8 to 9 hours away, no, it's so much can happen, man. That's why the paternity fraud is up. No, I definitely feel you on that one, man.
Hey, man, look, I had one girl like, I don't really want to drive trucks. I'm like, that's cool. You about to go in this shop and learn how to do an oil change. I'm like, yep, you come in here in that dress I fucking bought you. You're going to get your motherfucking ass on this fucking truck and learn how to get oil all over your motherfucking ass. You know what she did next week? She was in that fucking truck driver school.
Thanks.
Hitting that left leg, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I came in late at the stream, so I probably missed some amazing jewels. But not to be off topic, but I just wanted to thank MOT again, man, from that last stream. That link that you dropped, man. I spent almost a few hours looking at all those.
I'll tell you, man, you can get lost in that shit forever. Forever. You can look at that shit forever. I mean, it's new shit dropping every Thursday and fucking Monday, all over the fucking country, forever.
And I was looking at some of the old ones, man. I'm so pissed. I'm like, man,
yeah. You can look at all the old
shit
right by you, and like, dude, I'm telling you, man, it's a ton of money out here, and none of it's in like actually rebuilding the business and that shit. Even though that's important, it's just that black men are just not really cultured to be pressable like that. And pressable motherfuckers get shit done. You gotta have order to get shit done, man. Like, you gotta have a minimum amount of order to get anything fucking done. You know, like how you think they keep like Navy SEALs, Army fucking snipers, Marine recon motherfuckers from murdering the whole base when they're not out there? Fucking principle.
Yeah, yeah. Because as men, we have to be. We men are linear, meaning if we have a definite goal, we go wild, like like a wild bull. You have to give us a target, like like the
Yeah,
red target. But if we don't have anything, we're gonna be hitting left and right.
correct, man. Dude, you can lose focus so fast and be caught up in so much of this shit out here. If you actually on some type of fucking path, it's crazy. What's going on, King Sigma, man? Thanks for coming through, man.
Hey, appreciate you all having me on, man. It's about time you finally did this drop, man. You pushed it back like 4 or 5 times.
Hey, man, man, my uncle died, man. I had to like keep, I had to be full in the fucking moment, you know what I'm saying? To actually drop this shit because I wanted it to be a complete hour without being over encumbered by, the shit going out in the yard and all that shit. So I'm like,
condolences to you and your family, brother.
Nah, man, the dude's 81, man. Let that motherfucker lie in that fucking wooden box, man.
That's a nice long life, especially for a black man. 81.
81. This dude was like building houses at like 15. And like this motherfucker really took like my grandfather's plan like to the maximum fucking level, man. Like this motherfucker did most of the farming shit and it's like all of his life. Like as soon as I was born, we out there. I'm walking. We like this motherfucker like dude, like if child services would have came out there and they would have seen all this swinging fucking equipment and shit that we was around as fucking young ass kids, man, it would have been took us out of our fucking mom's house.
Child abuse.
Yeah.
Scream.
Like, man, look at your average tractor that cuts grass. This motherfucker would like tie the driver's seat to like the back of the fucking goddamn mower and just have us on the back of that shit. We're fucking earplugs in and we're just fucking just riding around, cutting grass and shit around the county. They don't give a fuck, man.
Hey, MOT, you guys actually had it easy. You had a machine. Do you know what we had in Africa? They call it coup. It's basically a long curved machete that's very
thin. Man, I seen that shit, man. Like I got like a neighbor, man. And we had to get him out of that machete shit. Like like people in the neighborhood used to be like, why is this motherfucker out here with a machete cutting the grass? And it's like he was picking the grass up and putting it in like a fucking like the bag and shit. We're like, the fuck is wrong with this dude? It's like
go ahead.
So we're like, look, man, you can ride the riding mower, right? And you can be done with this shit. But this motherfucker be out there with like a big ass like thing of like ice water, and that motherfucker swinging that goddamn fucking hand axe. What we used to call that shit? Like, what is wrong with this dude? Like, man, we got way advanced technology than that shit, man. It's like, god damn. But that dude was about that outside work.
Yeah, real quick. I just want to say, man, I feel the same way you felt because, like last week, my grandfather passed away, but I feel the same way. He was 90. Let that dude rest in the box, man, because like you just said, he lived a full life. He was a dentist, owned his own dentist office in Gary, Indiana. He was a pillar in the community. He started. He always donated money. His family, his daughters and sons were successful. They also became educated as well. Like he already put in his work, man. He started the whole church back when the church was actually about some shit. You know what I mean? Scholarships, like he was let that dude rest. But I wasn't even sad, at the funeral because that's what a black man. He was a productive ass dude, and it's like I can't be sad about it. He maximized the life. You know what I mean? It's like he did. It was nothing more he could have did. So it's just like I feel the same way, man. Let that dude rest. Like
here's the thing, man. Like my grandfather, like when my grandfather was dying, I was there and he wanted me to see the end. He wanted me to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because, my dad died before that. My grandmother died before that. But he was like, I'm going to give you a gift. I'm going to show you how this shit works. Yeah. So you seen like the decline and all that shit, and like what I'm saying, like his last words were, "Dude, if I fucking see you cry at my fucking funeral, I'm coming out this box. I'm coming at your motherfucking ass. You need to fucking pay attention to how these people gonna talk about me. And them people, I just fucking know these people." And there it was. All the people at this funeral, all this crying and shit. I'm just sitting there laughing like, man, look, these niggas didn't come see this dude at no fucking point in time, but these motherfuckers just sniffing around to see what was in the fucking wheel. And that's what it was. And them niggas didn't get shit. And that's how I was, man. It's just that my grandfather told me that you be mad and grieve for niggas who went before they fucking time. You don't worry about no old ass fucking man who fucking died, man. Nobody gets to live that fucking long if fucking need to be grieved at all. Period.
Hey, MOT,
Yeah,
you know why your grandpa did that to you? I don't know, maybe you figure it out, but from an African perspective, that was actually him giving you the blessings. That
yeah.
actually was supposed to go to his firstborn, but he gave it to you. So I don't know if the brother's listening, but for me coming from that perspective, that was literally him blessing you. And he didn't say in much words, but to our culture, when someone say those kind of words, he's basically blessing you. And whatever he was supposed to give it to his son, whether people don't believe in spirituality or whatever, but whatever authority, his kingship, whatever that he had, he gave it to you. That's an honor. I when you're talking all that, I understand it perfectly because I come from a culture that give value to someone that age. Like he says, you say he picked you. He says, watch this as I age, as I finish on this earth. And he said those words. You may have been young, but from what I've been brought up, he basically gave you the family blessings to you. That's it.
Well,
You already inherited it. It's in you now.
I think that one of the good things about this kind of conversation is that we're talking about mortality, and mortality relates directly to this idea of agency.
Yeah.
What it is that a black man is lucky to get to 60. With Kobe Bryant's death, with John Singleton dying early this year, I was thinking about mortality, and maybe it's because I lost my grandmother like literally my freshman year of undergrad, and that was something that her and I had talked about since I was like 10 years old, and she died, but she died seeing me graduate from high school. She died seeing me get accepted to college and, going to my dorms. And then she passed away during my freshman year. And she was my closest relative besides my grandfather. And I guess at a young age, man, I just realized that your life is going to end at some point. And my grandmother, what I loved about her, she was just like this very open person, social butterfly. She had 10 children, and some of them was on the right path, some was kind of on the right path, others was crazy as cat shit. But she always taught me to not be too hard on other people. Just take care of your business, and as long as people know what they're doing and the consequences, let it be. So I was just raised by a different generation of black men and black women. And so for me, I was always taught that you got to go out here and get it on your own, man. Nobody's going to be there for you. When you die, you're going in that box alone, man. You came out of your mom's womb unless you were a twin or something by yourself, and you're going back into the earth womb by yourself. And what you do between that time, that's a legacy and a lineage that you have to write. You have to create your legacy. And if you choose to have a lineage, that will be your choice. And I hope that you choose like a quality Stargate and you vet wisely. But in terms of like the legacy, that goes beyond lineage. That's what you do tangibly and intangibly with the limited amount of time that you have on this earth. So when we're talking about a black man's agency, I don't think many people, especially over the last 3 generations, have really put the black man's agency at the forefront.
No, they couldn't.
Yeah. We're not supposed to have we're supposed to be a useful utility to the interests of everybody else. And I think seeing so many young black men saying that my life is my own and that I'm going to spend this time investing in myself. I'm not trying to harm nobody. I'm just trying to be happy and exert the most force upon this system that I can to get the benefits that I can get. But somehow people are offended by that, But if a woman said that, everyone is crickets, everyone is praising her, they're hallelujah, black girl magic and all that. When a black man says that I'm free to move and free to choose. For some reason, that triggers a lot of these individuals, you know?
Oh, sure. Sure, man. Like, dude, I remember, like, man, like all the little, because he was a big object lessons type guy. You know, he really didn't, he talked about, he was one of them talking ass whooping type dudes, man. You know, that shit used to last forever, man. Like, you trying to figure out what the fuck you did wrong. He still hear you with the belt and shit. Like, nigga, could you please tell me what the fuck went wrong, son, so we can get this ass whooping over? Like, nah, man. It was like, you gonna figure it out. Or we're gonna be here all fucking day. Yeah, so he made you be on code. Like, there was no learning code with him. There was, you fucked up, we're gonna beat your motherfucking ass until you figure out what went wrong.
you know, like the brother Red Sox fan, you know, to go back to what you're saying about a code, he says, we all die alone, yet you have to have a community process. I'm so tired of hearing about this word community. You people do not understand that there's millions of communities out there. There's 7 billion people on Earth. And every time there's a different, industrial revolution transition, or a new religion takes over, or a new technology is created, different communities develop around new technologies,
correct,
new governmental systems, new economic systems, natural disasters and shit like that. Part of being a person with the ability to move around is that human capital flight has been a normal thing throughout all civilization's history. When you're in a low productivity area, you're looking for a higher productivity area because you want to maximize your skill set. And along with that productivity, you also want life balance. So when you say community, that term is so vague and it means nothing in its space, because community is developed by people with, like MOT just said, a certain kind of code and a certain kind of interest. If there is no rational self-interest and exchange, and there's no code and no order, there's not going to be any kind of progressive community. So what does that even mean when you guys be saying, well, you need a community? This is a community. 4 people on a panel that have like mind is part of a digital community. You're gonna you gravitate toward.
I don't understand about community though. Community, to people who use community, is meant to cover all the people who would normally not qualify for this group. That's what they mean by community. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I get tired of hearing, like, look, he may not have decent intentions. Maybe he does, maybe he don't. So this is why I don't like when women talk about community, especially women who are not feminine, who don't fucking follow no fucking dude, who pick some ratchet ass fucking nigga to have kids with. Those are the motherfuckers who should be the last motherfuckers talking about community. The last motherfuckers talking about community. It's crazy.
And speaking of the word community, guys, maybe you guys don't see it, because it's been, it's used often. But look at the word community. Do you know where the word community originated from? It comes from the word common.
Yeah.
So when they say community, it means common unity. For you to have a community, that means all those people included have a common goal, common culture, common ideology, common unity. You can have unity when people do not share the same common, mindset.
And it also includes the word communication. When you look at the root of the word communication is also part of community. So where there's breakdown in communication, where there's no objective standard, there's no investment, there is no community. These guys don't understand that investment is part of community and communication. So when you are not of like mind, you are not in the same community. These people are insane. That's why I don't really engage in these conversations no more. And I kind of just go and like pick a topic myself in the 9 areas of human activity, and I'll just do like an upload or a stream on it and then talk with my people, because these people are not living in reality anymore, bro. Like Barack Obama himself said it to Eugene Robinson that we reached the moment that most of the people today under 45 don't have no connection to the Jim Crow era, okay? They don't have that connection. Their grandparents that lived in the age are dead or dying. Their parents didn't teach them it, and their reality put them in situations that were a part of a re-assimilated marketplace. So they've grown up in a re-assimilated marketplace. That's their community. So I don't know what these people want you to do. It's like almost like they want to go back to 1965 or the Jim Crow era. and no one's stopping them from doing it. It's like, what is stopping you from naturally developing your own Jim Crow type of thing voluntarily? It's like they want someone to force them to go back to it. No, we want to force y'all back to this community. We want to force y'all back to a Jim Crow era when you could just do it yourself. What is stopping y'all? Why are y'all so worried about the men that are saying, I want something different? The human capital flight escalator, global escalator says jump on it because you have high net worth skills and go wherever you want to go. That I don't understand what the big deal is.
High mobility and skills is what creates new fucking communities. Like, dude, most of these people, like look at the comment there. That's why I called it black male user. Any motherfucker talking about community without fucking actual, what do you call it? Anything to show for it, there's nothing but a black male users. The only thing that they're actually speaking for is the people who didn't do what they were supposed to when they needed to. They didn't try to catch up when everybody else could have caught up. So now they're just sitting back at the finish line, cheering and shit, trying to make it look like they're going to wrap the American flag around you the moment you fucking cross the goddamn finish line and take your ass home on the grab and go nigga system.
Yeah, didn't that one dude Pop Smoke just got killed? He was part of the community. He's dead now. And like I think he was in like 21 and they ran up in his home. Why ain't no one over here talking about that?
Nobody.
Nipsey Hussle got gunned down in the community, by the community. Pop Smoke, he just got gunned down in I believe in his own home. In the chat, if I'm right, he was either, I believe they broke in his home and murdered the man in cold blood in his own home.
Wait, they didn't have love for him. He was their brother, right?
Yeah, he was their brother. He was in the community. He's dead. So what? So is that it? Is that the reward that community gives you? Is they go to the little hood T-shirt store, get a little screen print, rest in peace, Black King, and that's your reward for being a part of the quote unquote community? I don't get it. We don't celebrate these people while they're living, but when they die, all of a sudden they're like martyrs, and everyone's talking about it. And then a week later, they're on to something new. They're out in the club, whatever. And I don't get it. I just don't get why people don't see the reality of where this thing has been for 60 years. And we're in 2020, and we're actually leaving the four Black Americas model now. We have a new group that's being introduced, that's been kind of making this move called the global fourth industrial man. How are they going to do? So if y'all can't deal with the reality of the transcendent elites, the mainstream middle class, the emergence, and the reality of the abandoned poor, how the hell are y'all going to deal with the fact that Black men more and more are saying, I'm not just a citizen of the United States. My talents and my money can take me anywhere on the globe as long as I got this internet with me. How are they going to deal with this then? I mean, they can't even deal with the other
realities who want to fly me out. Oh, we'll pay you $100,000 a week. Just stay with us forever. Like, man, I'm not trying to deal with, you know what I'm saying, brown.
You said they got to pay you $100,000 a week?
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to.
I'll take $7 million.
No, because they gotta pay you. They gotta pay you. Now you know where I'm coming from. Like, you know, I look at this so-called community and I look at it as a money grab. But as far as personally dealing with them, I just can't do it, man. Like King Sigma just said, Pop Smoke, Nipsey, they don't have no love for anything, man. That's why I look at them, like you said, MOT, as another race of people. Like me, I'm a capitalist. You know what I mean? But even if I capitalize off these individuals, it's always from a distance, because I don't see myself in them as the same people. And Keith Simmons right. As long as you got the internet, I can make money anywhere I go. You know, I can do a real estate deal through Google Maps. You know what I mean? So I'm not attached to anything. I can look at all the houses and neighborhoods through Google Maps. I can reach out to the owner. I don't even have to step foot into a neighborhood to close a deal. And you know, so you know, me being mobile, and I love it because I'm traveling all across the country. I just left Chicago over the weekend, man. It's just such a great thing, man. And that lets me know that I'm only really accountable to myself and other like-minded Black men. That's it. Everybody else is food.
Man, in my side business, dude, I've done a deal with Disney over the last year. I've done a deal with 2 big pharmaceutical companies. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know what I looked like. All they knew is that I had an assets that they wanted. And that's something I've just been doing on the side. So we're in an age now where as long as you have something that someone else is willing to pay for, there's nothing to hold you back anymore. You just got to have something, because because it's like money is only a problem to the extent that your skills and your energy is a problem. Low energy, low skills, most likely low money. High energy, high skills, you will find the money. But these people want to hold on to the religion of the victimization of white racism, right? So even though their grandfather and great-grandfather endured way more brutal racism and tore down the walls of the worst kind of racism, they are still in 2020 acting like their condition is the same as their great-grandfather who fought in World War I. Stop it, bro. I had grandparents that fought in the wars that grew up in Mississippi Jim Crow, and they couldn't stand lazy black rednecks, bro. My grandfather, he used to check his sons. He couldn't stand his sons' laziness, man. They were Gen Xers. He couldn't stand their lazy. He called them sorry because he was a hardworking man until the day he died, bro. Even once he retired, this man still had his own company doing like landscaping and carpentry. I'm like, are you ever gonna take a break, granddad? Like he didn't believe in taking a break. Like he felt like he could take a break when he was dead. He liked this baseball, he liked this church, women, and he liked working. And he had a certain kind of mentality, man. As a man, you go out there and get it, and you do the best you can with what you got. But yeah, we got a generation of people in 2020 with more advantages, more opportunities than any black person has ever seen. But yet all they can do is talk about their victimization. I just don't think that we should be spending much time with each other anymore at this point.
Not necessarily.
I want money from you dudes. I want money and knowledge from y'all. That's what I want from y'all. Money, knowledge. That's what I want. Otherwise, we're not going to get anything out of it. Me and the other person. I want money from you or knowledge from you. That's it.
And the problem that we have here is simply that they've been given these trinket positions that they can learn a lot of shit from and take it back to their actual quote unquote community and get most motherfuckers on, and they don't even do that with it. It's so stupid. Like if you're in the government, you can let people know what government positions are available, try to put people on. Don't never happen. Like I could do it back home where I'm at. I get women in a position in the office, no matter who's in office. I can actually see what's going on there, and I'm like, huh. So what's going on here? Next thing you know, always got the places rented up and everything, making bang. And people be like, man, how'd you get that information? I'm like, I don't know, man. I guess you gotta figure it out for yourself, guy. But at the end of the day, man, it's most of these people, unfortunately, they want to benefit from the team before they actually want to be a part of it. And I'm not gonna allow that shit to happen, dude. No fucking way. No way.
They think like a woman. They think like a woman, not knowing.
They do.
That's what I was just about to say. That's how that victim. See, I don't even use the word white supremacy because it's 2020. Everything's even. Like Sigma just said, like he just did a deal with Disney. They didn't even know what he looked like. The playing field is now even. It's now based on performance. All right. So that victimization piece and wanting everything to come to you like a female, that shit is just, I just don't understand it. And you know what? Why they running around with that chicken with their head cut off? I'm gonna just keep siphoning money because I can't. We're not the same mentally. You know, everything's even in 2020, man. Like it's literally based on your performance.
But even if it's not even, it doesn't matter because no one cares anymore. Is my point.
And that too.
My point is this, bro. Look it. What you're saying about the resources being there is true. But let's say that it's not even because I don't think it's even. Some people are born with tremendous cultural capital advantages, but it doesn't matter, bro. No one cares anymore. No one's going to feel bad for you because you're born poor or middle class or rich or ugly or fat or tall or short. The resources are here. You got more information at your fingertips than any generation of poor people that ever lived. Today's poor has more resources than kings from 500 years ago, bro.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So you wouldn't say that makes it even because of the resources and information that's available?
Well, it's not even because I'm not going to discount cultural capital. Cultural capital matters, and I can prove that to a T. Who your parents are matters. What your environment is matters. But what I'm saying is that regardless if it matters or not, nobody cares anymore. If you're a black boy or a black man growing up on this planet, no one gives a shit about your adversity. So you have to care.
I think Ramil, I think what Ramil is saying, you guys are saying the same thing. I think Ramil is saying is it's equal opportunity, meaning I'll use an example, something simple. It's like a hotel, like an expensive hotel where a room per night costs 500. Guess what? A rich person may buy it, but if I'm a person who's poor and I want to experience the same thing, guess what? I can do it. I just have to work harder.
Yes,
But that
you
is,
can.
I'm not excluded from getting it. I can get it. I just have to work harder.
Yes,
But
you're
it's
gonna have
we
to work
both
hard.
have the opportunity or the equal opportunity to reserve that room. It's
Yes,
just
so
we
the
have to
opportunity,
perform.
but it ain't even just the opportunities, bro. What I'm trying to say is that this super highway, you can create an opportunity.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
see, what I'm saying is that people don't even realize that this internet is what like creating steam technology was, or learning how to build a boat was 1,000 years ago. Something. This technology, we don't even know the extent to which it can be used yet. It's the wild, wild west. You can create a lane with this internet. Somebody listening right now could go create an app tomorrow and become like the richest person on earth. What I'm saying is that no matter what your condition is as a black man, nobody cares. No one shedding tears for you as a black man. Actually, beating down the black man and destroying his image has actually become a sport in America. So you have to care the most about your outcomes. When you care about your outcomes, when you value your life and your time, the rest of the world has to respond, because you're like almost like a zebra walking through a lobby to them. It's like, what is this? A proud, self-respecting, independent black man? Where they make them at? That's how
You,
bad it's gotten, bro.
Yo, King Sing, I want to add another jewel so the brothers can hear, man. Speaking about what you just saying right now, my cousin's girlfriend, she's Congolese and she went to school in China for like 15 years. So she speaks Chinese and she learned their culture. And what she was telling me is this, that in China right now, the market about where, if for brothers who want to make extra money, if you have your bachelor degree, even just your paperwork, because of your USA citizenship, the Chinese right now, they're pushing hard times on their children learning English. So you especially if you're a black American, see, people have to understand, if you have a US passport, they don't look at you, they don't separate you from a quote unquote white American. They look at you as an American.
Thank you, man.
and
Thank
and, and
you.
your status level, see, and this is what she told me. She said, even though I'm Congolese with a USA passport, to a Chinese person, they're gonna look at me as high status. Why? Because in a Chinese mind, in their culture, they say we have to be better than the American, we have to be better than the American. But if it's a black person from Africa, they don't look at them the same. Why? Because the Chinese mindset is we have to be better than an American. So if you're an American, especially if you're black with a USA passport, going to China to teach English, they look at you as a competition. And what's the saying? You learn from the best. And that's one market where brothers can make big money. Not only would they pay for you to stay there, they will pay for your food, they will pay for your taxi or give you a rental car, and they'll pay for your housing. And on top of that, you're getting your salary. Think about that, brothers. I'm like, your passport, you can make, like, you can be teaching from online, or you can travel there and they'll pay for everything.
Man,
I'm telling you.
once I saw, like in my research recently, I've been doing a lot of like reading into like communism, the origins of it, China, Russia, and America. When I was looking at the statistics for China, and I saw that they were producing it was like 1.3 million engineers per year, bro. And the United States produces 300,000 and shrinking. Now that's across racial lines, because only like 3%, 4% of black people are getting into the engineering. But when I saw that number, 1.3 engineers being produced, and that they're sending their students there to like American and European universities, and they're killing it there, I was like, we're not in the game playing phase anymore as black men on this planet. I know cats want to sit around bullshitting around, playing around. Bro, y'all are getting left behind, bro, because the way that the markets are working out, everything is going online. In my state, lots of like malls are shutting down now, man. Like standalone stores, like I don't know if y'all remember that store called Mervyn's and Sears.
Yeah.
I
Seriously,
remember
it's gone,
Sears.
bro.
Yeah, Sears. Yeah,
They're
it's
shutting
gone.
down.
Those were big. Macy's, Mervyn's, and Sears were big companies out here, right? All of them are shut down now. Empty lots, and they're just building luxury apartments now. But it ain't no new brick and mortar commercial being built in the areas, either apartments, and everything is being done online. So what's happening? a lot of these people making their money online, they just need a place to stay. So places like China, bro, I said 1.3 million engineers per year. Okay.
Yeah. Per year.
I mean, and you got black people here sitting on spending days talking about if it's justified or valid for black men to have the agency to move freely.
But King
Yeah.
Sigma, check this out. You know, China is making 1 million was an engineer, right? Per
Yeah.
year, right? But check this out. You're a black American with an engineer degree, you go to China, guess what will happen? Who's gonna be hired first?
I don't know.
And pay double because you're an American in
I mean,
China.
that's beautiful, but if
You see what I'm saying?
to hear these cats over here, to hear them tell it over here, they go Jim Crow you when you get over there.
Know your value, brothers.
Yeah.
I think us as brothers, we can't hear it now. You know, I think we, you know, I'll say MOT, you know, he's like old school. You know, the old school guys, they didn't have to tell us to be like, I love you, son. That's why I'm giving you this knowledge. You know, it was more like a tough love. But I think a lot of our brothers, they need that motivational feeling, I guess, probably because of matriarchy, you know. But I think brothers don't hear enough that you're valuable. And I think I think we are at some point, it was one of our insecurities, you know, that we're not important, you know. But I'm a brother coming from Africa, and I'm telling you, being living here for 20 years, and I'm telling you, you as a black American, you don't understand your value. I always tell my fellow African American, I said, you come to my country, you have more values than me because you're a black American. Why? Because of the image, the history. So this whole that whole victim mentality. Oh, you know why? It's like here in America they give so-called white supremacists too much power. Where even now I'm hearing from the Philippines, the Filipino people, they say you know they complain about, you know, white Americans going over there. They say we don't want them. You know, that we want the brothers here because who brings you know, let's use sports and entertainment. That's the image, you know. We have something to give, and then the only thing they can give us is, you know, the whole rulership and all that. But they say that's not what we want as a people. We want you brothers to go over there. You know, you have skill sets and knowledge, and you just speaking English. Your accent, you know, it's something that cannot be bought, and you know, brothers are using it. The whole thing about being productive, you have to know what you have so you can use it for your benefit. Money's out there, like I don't know how to explain it.
One of the things I was trying to say, and I see that the brother Money Cash, when I made the comparison of 1.3 million engineers to 300,000, what I'm saying is that the internet doesn't care if you produce 1 engineer or 10 million engineers. But the group that's producing the most engineers is the one most likely to strike gold in this artificial intelligence age, in this internet age. Point. So it could take Google, for example, was started by like 2 or 3 individuals, right? Yahoo had a chance to buy Google for $1 million in a job. Can you guys believe that? Google tried to sell itself to Yahoo, those 2 grad students. They were willing to take $1 million and they wanted a job with Yahoo. And it would have been, Yahoo now doesn't even exist anymore. Yahoo would have been the richest company in the world, but it was 2 grad students that created the algorithm for Google and the idea, tried to sell themselves to Yahoo for $1 million in a job because they looked up to Yahoo. And then they got turned down and they said, you know what? We can do this on our own. 2 grad students. My point is that whoever masters the technology is going to be the masters of this next 100 years. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't matter how many.
And clearly that seems to be China, because America's on a decline on everything: education, infrastructure, healthcare. And China's right now, they're working 6 days a week, 12-hour days, 12 on, 12 off. Their productivity levels are booming. They're getting the natural resources out of Africa. They're forming everything needed to become a world power. While we over here complaining about, and to be fair, it's all racist. While we over here complaining about what the government should do for us, China is over there busting ass in every sector, trying to learn how America did what we did so that they can do it better. And when they take over, it's going to be Chinese supremacy.
That's why they want to learn English, because they know English is the international language, and not just any English. It's American English. You know, you know, if you're someone from England, because English came from England, but they don't want to learn from the British. They want to learn from Americans. So because they're assuming, or in their projection, they think once America is no longer the superpower, China is next. So there's a huge market for American who speak English to go overseas over there, or do it online to teach their children.
That's
So
where we're at, man. We had a conversation a couple weeks back where brothers was, pushing each other to learn a new skill this year and even try to learn a second language this year. Just having that conversation alone is something that is very unique in these spaces. Brothers are actually trying to push others to venture out and challenge themselves and get out of their comfort zone. And to me, I just appreciate that. And that's why when I see people hating on these black men that are putting in the work themselves, they're not bothering nobody. They're just saying to other like-minded brothers, hey, man, value yourself, put yourself first, because at the end of the day, whatever is to be had out here, you deserve a piece of it. But these other people don't believe that they deserve a piece of it. They think that the enemy that they continue to talk about is going to come save them, even though they haven't saved them in 5. I just don't understand that mentality. Like, why do you think that the person that's been oppressing you say, that you need to be liberated from, you say, is going to come save you? I don't get it. Why would you think they're going to come save you and put you in front of them when they're struggling to compete on the global scale these days?
I mean, they're not competing at all. They're actually literally regressing on the same level that black people are about to. And their actual regression is about to expand more and more because they're now in their first generation of this drug age shit. Mm-hmm. So the kids that we had now, they're going to be farther and way farther behind than the actual black people start slipping in actually the 80s. So,
yep.
Now's the time, dude. Now's the time.
Exactly. Now is the time. Seriously.
Time. That's what I keep saying. Like it's no better time to be a thinking black man than 2020.
Yeah, 2020 is the year. Everybody's talking about it, And look at the 2020. What is that? Sharp vision. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Like I say this many times on my channel. Like while everybody's slipping up in America, while wages are being stagnant, this is a time for black men can get up here and exploit everything. Everybody right here is waiting on handouts. And while they're waiting on handouts, all you got to do is just be a cut above. Of course, you want to be the best, but if you're a cut above everybody else, you're going to automatically succeed. I mean, being just a little bit above average puts you so far ahead of the average person here, man. Like this is the time right here. No better time. Got the internet. You got the information. I mean, man, it's literally...
No handouts are coming, and it's funny that you said that, Ramil, because we're in this weird moment where you got the brothers that think like you. They're saying, "Go get it." Then you got the other people that's looking for the handout, which is why Bernie Sanders is about to win the Democratic nomination. So 2020 is also going to represent a break from the welfare.
He was going to win, actually. King
said what?
I say that you and Mr. Research owe me because I told you he was going to be.
It ain't over yet, man. Like,
hey, and if he does, Trump is guaranteed to win by a landslide. And don't be surprised if the.
I mean, yeah, Trump's still going to beat his ass. I mean.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
All right, so you got win. But I don't know, man. Like, I bet against MOT on this one. And I get what you're saying because I'm in the same camp. I believe Trump will win. But what I'm saying is that when you talk about the amount of people that want handouts versus the amount of people that are well-to-do, the people that want handouts are a much greater group. And, and MOT believed that Bernie Sanders win. I didn't believe it. But the more I'm thinking about it, when you look at sheer numbers and the sheer enthusiasm and how the masses look at a Bernie Sanders as like their savior, because again, you just said it yourself. A bunch of people are sitting there looking for a handout. Guess what Bernie Sanders is doing? He said that I'm Santa Claus, and I'm going to take from MOT and Ramil to give to all you. Now, you guys, just like me, believe that Trump, when you would say, well, I think Trump's going to win. He got a good economy going for him, his approval ratings, but don't underestimate the sleeping giant of masses of people who are inspired, even though you and I know it's bullshit, but they're inspired by the idea that they can take from a Ramil and MOT and not do shit. That's what Bernie's telling them. Like, we're going to take from MOT. We're going to take from Ramil.
Yeah, he is. Because he got that bullshit tax thing. He said, what did he say? Like a 52% tax or something?
Yeah, man. He wants to. Man, he even said higher than that because his model is Denmark and the Baltic states, and they've been as high as 90%, man.
Hey, King, I'm gonna tell you this. You know why I believe Trump is gonna win in a much landslide than before? Check this out. The reports, I don't know if you got a chance to look at the 2016 reports. This is what happened, and that was shocking for the election as well. They saw a large number of unsuspected black voters who claimed to be Democrat, but when they went into the polls, they voted red. And not only that, a lot of women voted for Trump more than Hillary, regardless of the whole grab them by the
You mean the white woman, though, right? The white woman did that.
No, white female, because Hillary got a majority of the female black votes. I think it was 87% of black females.
No, he
voted
got
for Hillary.
He got 94% of black women, bro. 94%. So
We're
talking about white women. White women voted for Trump at a 55% clip. So the question becomes, since that time of 2016, will white women vote at the same rate, lower rate, or higher? Based on what I'm seeing from like women complaining about not being in the fight, man, I actually think Trump is going to get more like 60% of white women. I don't think that the black women number is going to change. In fact, because of what I'm seeing from Bernie Sanders and knowing how these women are more emotional and they're more likely to fall for the emotional appeal, I think they'll get damn near 100% of the black women. The black men vote down, but the black men vote. So 80% of black men voted for Hillary. That's going to be more like 60% Democrat. But the women, think about it. If you're a woman, you're getting everything you want out of Bernie Sanders and the Democrat. Why would you? I mean, if you're a black woman and he's telling you we're going to give every black woman in America a Section 8 voucher, a free car, MOT is going to pay for your car, Ramil's going to pay for your kids, Similac. If you're being told that, I mean, come on, be honest, bro. You think that these women is not going to jump on that? Come on, man.
Hey, this is the best way I'm going to explain. Trump beating Hillary was Tyson beating his first contender when he was starting up, and Trump beating Bernie Sanders would be like last night's fight.
Well, I'm just telling you that Bernie Sanders, man, like he's shocking people in these caucuses and primaries.
Well, here's what's about to happen, though, King Sigma.
You said what?
Like they tried to burn the Donald Trump shit from the actual Republican side, that they thought he was going to be his white savior. So now they're going to flip on this Democratic white savior shit. I'm telling you. It's exactly how John F. Kennedy won the fucking. It's exactly, and guess what? He don't get them tax raises too.
Yeah, I doubted you at first because when you and I and Mr. Research had a conversation, I couldn't see it. But now, after I've had the evidence of four,
I meet him, I talk to him every day, and trust me, this was going to be the nominee, and he's probably going to come very close to winning because he's not like you have to understand, the dude won because of 57,000 votes, right? So he's not about to win the same amount of states because Texas is actually trending Democratic. And if they can't win Texas, this shit's over for real. They're not going to be able to make up those states anywhere else. You have to realize that shit was a fluke in 2016, and he cannot win the same states the same way that he won the first time.
And I think not going to make the turnout because remember that in the 2016 turnout was the lowest turnout for Black Americans. And what stood out about yesterday's Nevada caucus is that the Latinos was for Bernie. So, correct. So at first I was like, nah, MOT.
He's getting all the shit that he did to Latinos during the entire time he was in office. You see that you keep forgetting that more Latinos are voting and less Black people are voting. Yeah. So the Latinos is going to put Bernie over the hill. I'm telling you, man.
But with the Latinos, but I thought he was doing that to the illegals. Because there's a lot of Latinos who actually fuck with Trump, though. A lot of them actually like Trump.
Who are illegals? Huh? Not more. There's nowhere near more.
It was in 2016. It was about even, but for women, the Latino women voted higher for Clinton than the men did. But it was like 50% for the men. It was like half and half. And Bernie got like the majority of the Latino vote yesterday. So what I'm saying is that what MOT, his argument, I didn't believe him at first, but sometimes you got to step back and say, okay, what am I seeing here? And I don't know, bro. Bernie Sanders has a lot of momentum, man. And it's not something that the DNC can stop at this point, because if they were to try to jump the Super next week.
He has momentum because there hasn't been a liberal party since like the Clintons got in. It's like the last like truly liberal person was actually like Jimmy Carter. So if Bernie gets in, what I'm gonna like is he's gonna kick all the Clinton people out of the party. They know he's going to fucking do that. That's why they allow Bloomberg to buy his way on stage to see how he does, and he got fucking flatlined that y'all haven't talked about.
Yeah, he was spending money left and right, bro.
Yeah.
Well, he got KO'd by Elizabeth Warren. She gave him some body blows that he probably ain't gonna recover from.
No, he's not gonna recover from. Dude, listen. It's probably gonna be Sanders, Buttigieg, probably.
I think he'll pick a woman or a Latino.
Sanders or what?
I think
Castro dude. No, that's Twitter brothers. Julian or the other one.
Castro. See, I had it when you and I had that conversation. I had Elizabeth Warren and Julian Castro being the nominee, and you said Bernie Sanders. So I figure Bernie Sanders will pick one of those too, because it's a party of females and illegals and alternative lifestyle. So I figure Bernie, he's as a communist, he includes all of that, but he's gonna either pick a woman or like a Latino, most likely.
Hey, what about the Democratic guy who claims to be, LGBT guy? And
I don't see him over Julian Castro.
He don't got the experience. He went too hard against. He's been going very hard against Bernie Sanders. Like
he has no plan.
Yeah,
he's just using the whole promoting about, like I saw on CNN like a few hours ago talking about, I was talking to a 9-year-old boy who was trying to tell me that the boy wants to be GO. I was like, what the hell?
You're not gonna win no votes in the South. That goofy shit. I guarantee you're not gonna win.
He's gonna be destroyed, bro.
In the Democratic Party in the South, here's the people who was never going to matter. Elizabeth Warren was not going to matter in the South. Buttigieg was not going to matter in the South. The lady from California, escapes my name. She was never going to matter to the South.
Kamala.
Yeah, she wasn't going to fly down there because the South picks the actual Democratic nominee. That has always been the way that it was, and always the way that it shall be.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, so MOT, you really think that there's a chance that either one of these they have a chance against Trump? That's what you're saying?
Yes, they will beat Trump.
Because they will beat Trump?
Yes.
But only like 2 or 3 presidents have not served second term. That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, but with this dude and this track record, once they got dude, people in the military don't like Trump, dude.
They don't? I don't know about that. There's a lot of conservatives in the military, man.
There's a lot of people who don't like what's going on in the country from the intelligence agencies who don't like this dude. We're talking about lifelong conservatism from like the Cold War era, who is not voting for this dude. Y'all are leaving out the suburban Republican denominator is going to sink this guy.
Yeah, I think I understand where MOT is coming from. Hey, Ramil, check this out, because what MOT is talking about, maybe the brothers don't understand. I've studied all of it. Me and my dad, we used to talk about it. See, people have to understand, in the political realm, there are camps or groups. Basically, the Clinton family and the Bush family, they were batting each other. So Trump is kind of like unorthodox, meaning he don't belong to either one of those. So basically, the whole old school conservative have been following the Bush era side of conservatism, if I'm trying to say that correct. So Trump is coming, like a moderate, like somebody they don't really know his background. So it's kind of like they like that he ran as a conservative. But if you remember his old interview, when they asked him if he were to run as president, what he would choose, he said, I'll prefer to run as a Republican. But he at that time, back in the 90s, during the rap era and all that, he saw himself as a moderate Democrat. So a lot of the
I remember that.
Yeah, a lot of old school conservatives don't, they don't really trust him. So to MOT's observation, it is possible that the voting may, they may not vote for him again. But then again, we all know that at the end of the day, it's the electoral college.
Yeah, I was about to say that. The electoral college choose all that anyway,
Well, let me bring up some things that y'all have not considered.
We'll see if MOT is right, but
no, but
see.
I'm gonna tell you why, because I tell you the why though. The automotive industry. He sunk so many jobs in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and including in the South. Like, he's not gonna win all those states again. Y'all keep assuming that guy's gonna win all those states. Now he will win Ohio, but remember, the Youngstown plant, the plant that I lost $2 million a year in actual revenue for.
Wow.
Yeah, he closed that plant. The one in Vandalia, Ohio, the one in Sharonville, Ohio is down, and those people haven't recovered from that. That's Ohio.
Yeah, because he won Michigan because he flipped Wisconsin and he won Michigan, so that's what saved.
He's not gonna flip all that shit. He can't get by the same method twice. He's not gonna be able to, and he's in trouble because all these Latinos are energized to vote in Texas because of this shit he's doing at the border.
They are energized, and
they are energized like you would not believe. I'm telling you, it's probably gonna be Texas blue. Texas go through this thing around.
You're about to have Ramil booking his trip out of America on November 4th. Like, you don't have Ramil gonna be out here talking about a passport, bro. Y'all mark y'all calendar.
I mean, I'm with it, man. Look, y'all, yeah, man. Everybody be thinking I never traveled, man. I've been out the country, man. Look, man. Everybody be thinking I never been nowhere, man.
If Bernie Sanders win the election, Ramil is out of here.
There's nowhere, man. Dude, it's a wrap. It always boomerangs.
Get ready to buy that baby mama that car, bro.
But BLS is right, because I was actually in the middle. He said y'all weren't in the military when Obama, his super chat, when Obama made us go through mandatory transgender training. More Trump supporters than you think. That's why I'm getting my opinion from. Like, I remember that people in the military was not feeling that at all.
Hey, Ramil, I can tell you, like, that's another, because I live in the Houston area, right? And during the 2016, they saw on the ballots, on the map, the election map, Austin, Dallas, and Houston were blue, but the rest of Texas was all red. And that was shocking to me. But this is what happened. Secretly, my dad, he works in the, he's an inspector where he go inspect like oil fields and big machinery and stuff like that. What my dad told me, he basically gave me advice. He said, hey, don't express your disagreement with Trump, because he said, I'm finding out a lot of people love Trump. And when they hear a quote unquote black man agree with them, they get elated because they're like, man, I know a lot of people call Trump racist, but the Democrats are doing this, and they don't care about black people. And then when the black person say, well, I don't like Democrats, they feel relief. And my daddy said, I'm realizing a lot of people who he used to think that they were quote unquote Democrats, they actually were confessing. They said, man, I didn't like Hillary, I didn't like their ideology, so I voted Trump. I voted Trump because our country is going down to heck. So we're finding out, living in Houston, that a lot of people secretly want Trump or wanted Trump to win, but they were afraid of the backlash because people around there were, the whole propaganda, he's racist. So I'm telling you, man, like, don't be surprised because they're keeping their mouth shut. I know Caucasians. They're very slick. They'll be like, yeah, I'll vote for Bernie Sanders in front of you. Guess what?
Facts.
When they go in the ballot, they're voting red. I'm telling you, man. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you, 2020 election will be the biggest surprise of the century. I'm telling you right now.
But we gotta remember this day, man. Remember this day. MOT says Trump gonna lose, so we're gonna see, man. We're gonna.
All right.
MOT. King Simmons said he was surprised about Bernie, so we're gonna see about Trump, man. But I think Trump going easily. To me, I know it's a lot going on, but
that dude has disrespected so many different groups of people, along with this Russia shit. The Russia shit is going to sink him. The Bill Barr shit is even worse with him interfering with that dude's sentencing. Trust me, them ass is gonna be rocking that motherfucker's clock. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who don't like this dude. The intelligence industry don't like this dude. So now they're all are champing at the fucking bit, sounding the alarm early. Trust me, this dude is not gonna win a second fucking term.
So MOT, let's say if Trump wins, what will happen then?
Oh no,
They're gonna keep getting rid of them, right?
it's gonna be great for men all over if Trump wins. He's not gonna win, but he's not gonna win.
Hey, MOT, hey, it's on, man. We're gonna see. We got what, 8 months to go?
I'm telling you right now, man, that dude, listen. This dude has pissed off enough people in enough of the states to where he cannot win.
But the Simpsons show that he actually wins the second term. I guess popping smoke on the second term, I guess.
He can win the popular vote this time and fucking lose the election. I guarantee you, he'll probably win the popular vote and lose the election, probably.
Interesting theory. We shall see.
He is not going to be able to win Pennsylvania, Florida, Georgia's trending blue. Dude, this shit is hard for him. Okay? Y'all are not looking at this shit the way. All right, well.
You said Georgia's trending blue?
Oh, sure.
But didn't Georgia just hold up? Didn't Georgia just not vote for blue for Stacey Abrams? Didn't they say fuck her? And they vote for Kemp?
The governorship, we're talking about for trending blue as a presidential nomination. Yeah, so in Texas. So I'm telling you, he's not going to be able to win all the states that he won the last time. It's impossible for him to do that.
I think most of the places that are blue in the South are usually large cities. Like I said, on the 2016, so Houston, Dallas was like close to 90% blue. And basically Hillary got those places, but Texas went to Trump because the rest of Texas.
Of course it is. Yeah. I mean,
because of this agenda.
Dallas, Austin, everything else is pretty much red.
Man, Austin is man. It's so liberal. It's like San Francisco, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, here's the thing, man. I think that liberalism is easier to dodge than actual white conservatism. Period.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to date gay motherfuckers or women with fucked up ideologies for me to I understand I can still get something out of the party. And the conservative shit, you just ain't gonna get shit unless you want them type of ABL type motherfuckers. So we got to be realistic and honest about where the actual thing is. What's going on? It's not gonna work. I mean, because this dude should have had way more contenders in this party. I'm telling you, it's going to not be the same group of people who's going to elect this dude. Remember, 57,000 people got this dude elected. And that shit ain't going to cut that close in those states. I will give him Florida and Ohio. He's not going to be able to win Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin to win the election. It ain't going to happen. Barring an actual terrorist attack, which they're pretty much on his ass about making sure that shit don't happen either. The intelligence agency is, you know what I'm saying? You know, they really did a good push, but yeah.
Hey, but MOT, check this out though. What if we pull a George W. Bush? We go to war before the election. Check that out.
They're not going to allow him to do that. The intelligence agency is not going to allow him to do that.
Hey, but they're getting mad at him for doing what he's doing. What if he does what he does?
Yeah, you know what? When he killed that dude in what was it? Saudi Arabia, that dude from Iran who he shouldn't have killed.
The general.
Yeah, that is the type of shit he should have did before the election. Now that he's already fucking done some stupid shit like that, nobody in the military is going to allow him to make that type of move again. Nobody. Nobody's going to allow him to do some stupid shit like that.
But I've heard a lot of Americans were praising him, you know.
Red Sox fan, it's not Trump's economy. Trump has done more to destroy the economy than actually help it. Like tax cuts for big ass business don't do shit for the American average worker, especially when the actual wages ain't going up. See, y'all looking at this shit through a Obama Bush aspect, but there's a lot of shit that's going on. that y'all are not focusing in on. Remember, 57,000 people got this motherfucker elected, and he ain't gonna win the same states. He ain't gonna win the same states again.
Hey, MOT, like I said, November is coming real quick. We shall see.
I'm certain that this motherfucker's not.
I want to get this on record.
Hey,
this little fact that we got going. I want to get it on record. So I got the electoral map from 2016. Yep. I'm trying to look at the data and see what the numbers are. And what?
Share your screen.
Hey,
all right.
MOT.
So everybody will get this on record. What MOT? So I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. And we're
if Trump wins, I'm getting half. MOT, I'm getting half.
So let's see. So
man, we're putting up like a couple trucks or something, man. Y'all chill, bro.
I gotta get that. I gotta enjoy my Trump win.
So
I don't actually suggest even debating Trump. Don't matter. So it ready?
Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah, we see it. We see it. Ooh, look at that red.
He's not gonna win.
So this is the 2016 electoral map. It was let me see. I think what was the number? We got here. It's not showing the exact number that he got, but I was gonna play around with some of the numbers and see if we can get to what MOT is saying. So let's see if we can get the actual map. I'm gonna reset the map, and I want to go to
538 should have like an interactive, more interactive.
Yeah, this is supposed to be interactive. Okay, let me go back down. I'm gonna try to find it. Y'all go ahead and do what y'all doing. I'm gonna try to find the interactive one, but I thought this one was interactive.
You know, I don't want to derail the conversation between that and this, even though it's interesting to talk about. But yeah, man. So yeah, this blackmail thing is what's going to twist and turn the election. But there's not enough black people who are voting who's going to outstrip the actual Latinos who's voting in all these states. I already know that.
So as far as I do got a question as far as the voting, because Asians. I want to know you guys' opinions on this. Asians. They have low voter turnout, but they still
don't matter. They actually invest more as an actual group, and that's how they get all this shit done. So I'm not worried about Asians. They never matter.
Well, what I was asking is that it's just with that being said, and with the fact that the Electoral College chooses it's who's president, is what you do with your money more important, or is the votes more important as far as
depends on the state.
Can you guys see the map?
Yeah, I can see it now. Hold on a second.
All right, so go ahead, MOT. We're gonna start with you. Give us your electoral map. How you think this is gonna play out by each state, so we can kind of see where you're getting these numbers from. So, start with a state that you say that the states that you know that Trump's gonna win first, since he's gonna lose more. Well, what states you think that you have him win automatically?
So Wisconsin and Michigan.
So he's gonna win Michigan and Wisconsin?
No, he's not gonna win Michigan and Wisconsin.
So they go blue this time. Okay. So Michigan and Minnesota. Okay. So Minnesota. What do you have? Is he gonna win Minnesota this time or not?
No, he's gonna slightly lose Minnesota.
Okay. North Dakota, South Dakota.
Red.
Montana, Wyoming, Idaho.
All red.
Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas.
All red.
Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona.
Colorado blue. New Mexico blue.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona.
Utah, Arizona. You got Arizona going blue?
Yes.
What about Utah and Nevada?
Utah red, Nevada blue.
Cali, I'm sure that's going.
Yeah, I mean the whole coast is fucking blue. So
yeah, they all going blue. So with all them going blue, Washington, Now, what about Texas? That's the big one. Is Texas going blue or red this time?
You can choose it as red, but I'm about to show you why he's going to lose.
Oh, wow. You got them. Oh, man. So Oklahoma and Missouri and Arkansas and Louisiana, those are all red, right?
Yeah.
Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, all red, right?
Yeah, those are typical red states.
What's that, MOT?
So we'll do Georgia last, but put Florida blue.
Florida blue?
Damn, MOT, Florida blue?
Now, what about now South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee?
South Carolina is always red.
North Carolina, Tennessee?
North Carolina is blue. Tennessee, red.
Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky?
Those are red.
Illinois, Indiana, Ohio?
Ohio blue. Illinois blue. Indiana was never blue. So Indiana red.
Pennsylvania,
Blue.
and we already know New York blue. Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine.
All blue.
So you got all them going blue.
You already won. Shoot.
All right. So we got Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and DC.
You know all those are blue.
So I mean, this is a sweep for him. Now, what is up with Georgia?
Georgia is red.
So you Georgia's gonna be red, okay?
This is how much he's about to lose by.
Wow.
Damn. Hey, I don't know. Hey, we shall see, man.
Now
I'm
we got
waiting for 50%.
Alaska and Hawaii.
You know, Alaska. No, both of those are blue.
Where Alaska is always red.
No, sorry. Hawaii's blue. Alaska's red.
All right, so there we go. With MOT, so I'm writing this down too. So with MOT's numbers, he's giving the Democrats 355 electoral votes and
What?
Man, MOT, you know I rock with you, dog.
Okay. So now let's play with it. Let's play.
Oh
with
my God, 355! Oh man, this is like the biggest landslide in probably like 3 years.
It's not the biggest landslide. You know, Reagan had his. All right, so
Man,
let's
so
go
you
back.
got
All right. Now let's change. Let's give you some help. Let's change Ohio to red
And Georgia.
and Georgia to red. I'm sorry, Georgia was red anyway. I'm sorry. But go ahead.
Well, that's 2-7. That's easily still a landslide, even with Ohio. Now, so this is as much as you're willing to give up, right?
Florida.
So you're giving Florida red, okay? So let's see. That's still.
What about if New Mexico is red too this time?
No.
So you got it. So this is your final one, MOT? This is your final?
Yep.
292, 246?
Yep.
All right. So if I was doing it, I'm gonna take the opposite of MOT. I think that Trump is gonna win Minnesota. I think he's gonna win Wisconsin. I think he's gonna win Michigan. I think he's gonna take Pennsylvania. And I think he's gonna win. Yeah, I agree with you on the Virginia one.
Arizona.
Arizona, I think is gonna go red. So this is what I think. This is pretty much all I would really change. Yeah, I think this is what I think the map's gonna. I think it's gonna be more like Trump 313 to 225. So I'm gonna write that down. What about?
I think Sigma. I'm assuming even freaking New Mexico might go red this time.
So
it's in a red zone, like with the whole immigration and all that.
So you say New Mexico. So is this your final one? Do you agree with this final one? The 318, 220 is you?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be like that. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Ramil?
No, hey, I'm not trying to be on the bandwagon, but I think that's looks more accurate than the MOCs. You know, I mean,
Okay.
So you agree with Fasting's map right here with the New Mexico being red?
Yes.
All right. So Ramil.
Hey, King Sima,
yeah.
let's do a little surprise.
Actually, you know what? New Mexico, no. That could be blue. Just because.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like,
So I'm gonna give
like the battleground states, like I can't say. Here are the battleground states: Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Florida, and Ohio. It's always been those states.
Right. But see, I got him winning Minnesota because I've been paying a lot of attention to him. He's been spending a lot of time here, and I've followed a lot of his events that are here. And this is what you got to understand about Trump. He only lost Minnesota by 1.5% after flipping Wisconsin for the first time in 30 years. And I love, don't get me wrong, I love the matchup of Trump against Bernie Sanders because you have a white capitalist versus
the most actual competitive race that they can put together with all the clowns they have on stage. Trust me.
Yes. So from a
standpoint,
I love it. I love it because it forces America to make a decision: socialism or capitalism. So I love that part. But I'm just saying, when I look
but like most of America has been built off white socialism rather than white capitalism. Like none of those people would have any of that land in the actual rural areas if it was not for democratic socialism.
Yeah, and unionism.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
The New Deal, unionism. I agree with you. That's why I don't 100% doubt you when you say that Bernie could win. That's why I'm not as far as Ramil and Fasting, because I understand the unions and the New Deals and just the fact that I think that a lot of people just want something different, man. So he is kind of like the Democrats' version of Trump. He's like a really.
That's what I'm saying. They've already tried the white version, the white Republican conservative version, and now they're about to get the white liberal version. It's kind of like the people who voted for the first Roosevelt and then the people who voted for the second Roosevelt.
So I'm gonna bring back
this guy about to be 80 years old, man.
I'm about to bring your map back up, MOT, and then I'm gonna close this out. But I want to show everyone his final map so he can't come back and say that we cheated him or anything. But so he had Michigan, he had Ohio.
Bloomberg shit too. Like you Mr. Research showed me for that shit. So.
No, I was against Bloomberg. That was Mr. Research.
Yeah, Bloomberg is trash. Like
Bloomberg ain't. No, I don't think he's gonna get it at all. I think that Tom Steyer is probably gonna be the upset winner in South Carolina. So if I was gonna go with a billionaire, I would say Tom Steyer has a better chance than Bloomberg. Bloomberg got too much baggage.
Oh, of course he does. Yeah.
So I want to make sure I got your map right, MOT. I got you had Michigan blue, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, Colorado. Now you said Arizona blue too, right? Was Arizona blue?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I think but MOT said Arizona, New Mexico blue.
What about Florida? What about
Florida?
He
had Florida blue.
Is Florida blue, MOT?
No. Just leave it. It's like I want it to be competitive. I just know he's not gonna win all those states he won the last time.
So you this map right here. It has 299 Democrats, 239 Republicans.
Yes.
Okay.
That's about right.
All right. So audience, y'all got it. MOC saying that Bernie Sanders is gonna win the Electoral College 299 to 233, and that's the final map. So I'm gonna let
correct. He's going to lose.
All right, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see.
Because house.
Dude, it doesn't even matter. He's not gonna win all the same states that he won the last time. Dude, like all the people he fucked over in government. You got the farmers, the immigrants. Like, dude, y'all don't understand what the. Okay, all right.
MOT, we understand. You know that he's pleading to the I want to share. I want to eat the crumbs of the rich, but it's not gonna work, man. Americans.
Okay. I did hear that in Wisconsin, like the farmers aren't too happy with Trump, man, because
correct.
I know.
Yeah. I've been there. Trust me.
Yeah.
Farmers in all those states is you got the farmers who been pissed off. You got the military people who you pissed off by attacking that dude for no reason. And that, like, dude, like, and his constant disrespect. The fucking letting the dude off who murdered all those fucking people, and the guy for the Navy SEAL guy, like, dude, you don't understand how much the military don't fuck with this dude like that.
I don't know, man. The military fucking with Trump, man. I don't know about that one, MOT. The military.
No. The military contractors are fucking with Trump, but not the people who are actually in the military.
He gave them the biggest raise, though. He gave them the biggest raise.
Don't mean shit. It don't mean shit. It don't. I'm telling you.
MOT sound real confident about it.
Yeah, real confident.
Hey, MOT got intel, you know. He got intel.
I haven't even heard none of these little talking head pundits be as confident as MOT. They actually think the exact opposite. These dudes are, you know, I was watching MSNBC and this dude, Chris Harbaugh, he was losing his mind. He was like, oh my God, I can't believe that Bernie Sanders won the bet. It's like the Nazis are taking over. So even a lot of these like quote unquote moderate Democrats, they say that they're against, they're actually saying that they would rather see Trump.
I don't give a shit about moderate Democrats. Moderate Democrats are the Republican Party. I don't give a fuck about them. I mean, like moderate Democrats are like these fucking gynocentric drones in like blackmail space. Or SYSBM. Like, go sit your ass over there with the fucking moderate hoes, man.
Hey, MOT, don't tell me Bernie Sanders slid you some, some donations.
Every 3 months. Nah, right.
That sounds
we'll be like MOT over there, be like, yes, sir, I shall spread
Bloomberg, Bloomberg, he be cutting them checks. Bloomberg will cut the checks for them.
Bloomberg will cut a check and he's gonna spend all that money for no fucking reason. And he's still like, dude, if you looked at how he looked it on stage when they was just fucking carpet bombing this dude, he had like the dumbest look on his face. I'm like, dude, you have to have had people who at least prepare you to answer these fucking questions. And he just looked at dumb.
Ramil, they're saying that you're wrong about the military. They're saying that the Marines and the Army not dealing with Bernie. Like says he's wrong about the military. Marines and Army aren't dealing with Bernie. Now, that's to MOT.
Yeah. They fucking with Trump, man.
He said you're wrong about the military. He said they're not messing with Bernie, bro.
The intelligence industry as a whole don't fuck with this dude. Nobody is like okay with what happened during the motherfucking Trump Russia shit. We still got Mitch McConnell who haven't even okayed election security like 4 fucking times during his presidency. That shit is going to come back to bite him. It is.
I think those intelligence people are they're more Clinton people. That's why.
I actually got to be honest. Like seriously, I really, really like the idea of a Trump Bernie Sanders race. That will be fun, man. That's gonna be fun.
Because Mike Pence, if he was not Trump's actual vice president, he wouldn't even be in politics. He was the worst fucking governor in the goddamn country. And they're like, listen, they ain't gonna be able to pour the same shit that they poured the last time.
Okay.
They ain't gonna be able to. They ain't gonna be able to. I don't want the dude to win. I'm just telling you that he can't be president another term. Based on the shit he got away with this time. And guess what? After he gets out of office, he's taking his white ass to jail anyway. And New York's gonna be after his ass forever. And all the motherfuckers who didn't show up to Congress and shit to vote, all the motherfuckers are getting the same sentence that the last dude who he stepped in got. Those shit are actual federal fucking charges still.
So MOT, now that you gave Bernie the presidency, do you guys believe that so who wins the House and the Senate? Does the Republicans keep the Senate, or are they going to lose the Senate? And who keeps the Democrats keep the House?
They're going to lose the Senate. They probably keep the House.
So you got the so you saying that the Republicans going to lose the Senate?
Yeah.
Hey, MOT, one of the.
Now what about the House?
No, I think it's an edge out, and I think they'll lose the House, but they'll gain the Senate.
So you think that that the Republicans are gonna lose the Senate, but flip the House?
Correct.
What about you, Ramil?
Is he probably gonna no?
So you got the Republicans keeping the Senate?
Of course.
Now what about the House?
I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure when it comes to the
House. It's a toss-up.
Yeah, it's a toss-up. But as far as the Senate, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
What about you, Fasting? Do the Republicans keep the Senate and or not?
Basically, Trump is gonna bloody Bernie Sanders to a pulp. The House is gonna be super majority red, and the Senate is gonna remain red again.
And that shit worked out for black people.
Now, I actually agree. I don't think
that shit happened was Hurricane Katrina. See, See, all these conservatives forget about the fucking 2004 election and all the goofy like the fucking housing crisis. You ain't heard no Republican talking about that shit, dude. I'm telling you, they don't fuck with black people.
Yeah.
Well,
They don't care. I'm telling you.
I agree with fasting, but I don't believe it's going to be a bloodbath. Like he says, well, I think he says bloodbath. Me, I think that the Republicans are going to slightly regain the House. They're going to regain the Senate, and they're going to have they're going to
already have a slight majority in the Senate. So
you said what?
I think 48-52.
Well, it's like 53. I think the Republicans got like 53 in the Senate to 47, something like that. And the House, they lost the House. But I think that what's going to happen, I think Trump's going to have the House and the Senate. So I agree with fasting, but I think it's going to be close in the House.
But y'all keep forgetting that white people love fucking socialism as long as the shit is going to them first.
That's true. That I actually agree with that.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying that I don't know.
But then again, Americans are competitors by heart.
None of those jobs came back to Kentucky. None of those jobs came back to like West Virginia. None of those jobs came back. Like more jobs left Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio, and Wisconsin than fucking came back. I'm telling you. Y'all are looking at this shit some kind of way. I'm not even sure y'all how y'all look.
Hey, MOT, you meaning to tell me that the president has not made America great again? Are you sure about that?
He haven't even made it great for white people, especially not white people. Come on, man.
Well, I don't know.
Wait, hold on. You said Trump made it great for white people?
See, MOT, when I see
you haven't made it great for the farmers who actually get like free labor, and most of these people have lost their farms. The actual immigrants who used to work on their farms, who save their money, is buying up their fucking farms and shit. So yeah, he fucked over a lot of farmers, a lot of them.
See, they saying that black votes. They're saying that Trump votes amongst black went up from 15% to 34% over the last 2 years. So I don't know.
But here's the thing: the Latinos who's actually going to come out and vote against Trump is going to wipe those numbers out completely. No, Johnny, I don't sound like me one.
You just make sure that you say this podcast and don't try to delete it, because
I'm not gonna delete it. Shit,
coming back to this one on March 4th, because we got Ramil said that the House is a toss-up.
Yeah,
the Republicans keep the Senate. He has the GOP winning the electoral 318 to 220. Faston said 318 to 225, and he says a blowout in the Congress for Republicans. So he has a supermajority in the House and the Senate. I say Republicans sweep. But MOT says the Democrats take the Senate, Republicans flip the House, and the Dems win 299 to 233. Bernie Sanders. So I mean, we'll see. We will see. I'm gonna definitely put this in my phone.
I'm not for either fucking party because my shit is in Colorado, and I don't want no part of the Republican Party on the eastern part of the state outside of Denver, Aurora, and Colorado Springs.
Well, he claims he's going to win Colorado. He's been putting a lot of money. Matter of fact, one of y'all senators from Colorado, Gardner, he has been doing a lot of business out there in Colorado because he almost flipped Colorado red in 2016. And he said that I'm flipping Minnesota and Colorado's his main. Okay. So we're going to see. But you guys all remember, MOT said that Bernie Sanders wins the election with a Senate. If he gets a Democratic Senate, like MOT says, he'll pretty much be able to get a lot of stuff done. Because if he doesn't get at least the Senate or the House, he'll just be a socialist president that can't get anything done. But with the Senate,
that's just conservatives who don't know about politics. Tell me about the conservative politics when they was fucking stringing up niggas in the goddamn South. These fucking wannabe fucking conservatives get on my goddamn nerves. Let's talk about your conservative track record when it came to actual fucking black people. Yeah. Okay, so you got the Democratic women who are actually anti-black male.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Democratic Party. So what the fuck are also all these conservative black women are doing? Are they pro-black male? Hell no.
No, they're pro-white male.
Doing the same shit that the other black women are doing, man.
No, they're pro-white male.
Okay. Where's this pro-black shit when it comes to the conservative party?
The few black women that are on that side, from what I've seen, most of them are pro-white male. But I'm not even see me. I mean, again, this when we actually get into personal politics, this is why I say that I'm an independent with a capital I and a closed border libertarian.
Bloomberg has spent all his fucking money and he ain't gonna get shit.
Well, he's not gonna get anything, but the media.
Oh, bastard, man, you ain't getting half of my truck, dog.
The media.
Come with a heart.
Hey,
I got a fucking.
He gave a lot of money. He made a lot of people some money, so they don't care.
Yeah.
The media got paid off of Bloomberg, $400 million, bro.
Of course you did. Oh, of course you did. Yeah.
$400 million. So me, I'm kind of like in a place where I just, honestly, I feel like I'm a man on the outside looking in. I just look at it for the theater. I try to keep
the man on the inside looking out. Trust me, he don't have the coalition that he had to win that he had coming in. It's not gonna be the same.
So,
dude, Obama didn't even have the same coalition when he won like the second time. Like Mitt Romney actually would have been president if he had not do.
Yeah.
That actually, what was it? 37% fucking comment shit that was caught on tape.
Yeah. MOT is right. Obama burned. No wonder he was tearing up, man. Like correct. Obama was like. So,
you think Trump ain't gonna keep continuing to fuck up and fire motherfuckers who he shouldn't fire and hire people who he shouldn't hire between now and November? Are you fucking crazy? That dude's gonna keep doing all kinds of dumb shit.
I don't agree with you on that.
But he loves grabbing ladies by the pee, so he gotta win,
No, I mean, if you don't win, he's taking his ass to jail. That's what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be the first president.
You think they're gonna lock up a president?
Ramil, he's already going to jail for the same shit that his attorney went to jail for already. That's a guarantee. I
don't know, man. I don't know about that, man.
Hillary must go to jail first before he can go to jail.
That's what I'm saying. Hillary would have been locked up, like.
Ashton put a super chat out there. He says that if Trump wins, MOT, I'm keeping half your trucks. So he can keep half your trucks if Trump wins, man.
Hold on, MOT. You think Trump is going to go to prison?
Yes, from the state of New York.
Trump ain't going to prison, man.
Nah. Nah.
He's not going to prison, bro. It ain't gonna happen.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
New York couldn't even convict Weinstein this week. Watch. Weinstein
finna walk. He walking.
He walking, yeah.
Wait.
What?
Wait, your trial over?
Yeah, they came up with a deadlock, and the judge told him to keep deliberating. But I'm telling you, man.
No, I said he's gonna walk this week. When they
wow.
Because at first they came out with the verdict. They said it was dead, but they didn't come out with a verdict. But they said that they're deadlocked on the serious charges, and the judge instructed them to go back and deliberate further. So they got deliberate over the weekend. Man, Weinstein, man, he going free, dog. I'm telling you,
going free. MOT, he's going free.
Nah, he's not gonna be able to. But
or they might get him on one of them small charges, or one of them small like.
He's not getting away with all this shit, man.
Dog. Let me find that article for you real quick, man. The jury is deadlocked. I'm telling you.
What's up, Rollo?
I'm not talking about the Weinstein shit. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay. I'm talking about Trump is not getting off for all this shit. The only thing that's saving Trump right now is presidential immunity from prosecution. Once he gets the fuck out of that shit, that dude's a normal fucking citizen. And he's gonna catch them fucking fire, dog.
Don't he got immunity for like 10 years though? After the
No.
He's gonna run up to Israel.
Man, Trump ain't good here. They ain't locking him up. No, he ain't gonna lock him up. Man.
You know what I think is gonna happen? Here's the thing, MOT. This is why I disagree with you. See, the impeachment cost them $72 million already. I think what's gonna happen if they do get
that money that they spent, they should have did the impeachment. By the way, they should have did it.
Hey.
That dude now be in office, and there's not a single American citizen who thinks this motherfucker is innocent of everything that happened. The only reason why that he's still in office is because of the Republican Senate. He's not innocent of the charges. He wasn't even innocent of the shit that happened during the Russia investigation.
Not gonna happen, MOT.
But why Pelosi was so reluctant to take it to the Senate? She was regretting it.
I agree with her doing it.
So MOT. You're saying that let's look at you're saying that Bernie wins, he gets the Senate, and that they're gonna arrest him and put him in jail. Trump.
The Senate's not gonna arrest him. That dude has like probably 500 federal charges coming his way the moment he's not in office.
So you said the state of New York is gonna arrest Trump. That's what you're saying.
Not even the state of New York. The federal government's gonna be after this motherfucker after he gets out of office.
Man,
y'all don't understand all the
But what about
they're going to
what
be
about
very
Benghazi?
reluctant. First of all, they're going to be
Report.
they're not going to be so thirsty to try, even if he is guilty, they're not going to be thirsty to try to get an ex-president to arrest
Right.
the ex.
Bullshit. This be the first time. This be the first time. They're
All
not
right.
dropping charges.
Hillary killed four U.S. Officials. One.
No, she didn't, dude. If you say Hillary again, I'm gonna kick you off the stream. She's not president. Donald Trump has the fucking actual fucking FBI and that shit in his hands. If he wanted her as prosecuted, she would be prosecuted. There's no reason to be bringing up Hillary's name for no reason.
I don't see it happening. I think I agree with Ramil when I think that even if you get the scenario that you said, let's say Bernie wins, they get the Senate, they're gonna be so focused on that, and they don't want the bad publicity and attention that will come with going after Trump when they got.
It matter. They should go after this motherfucker. Shit.
All right, man. Hey, you got the stream. MOT.
Matter of fact, it's Gun Postal said you must be you talking about the Donald Trump, the president, or you talking about another Trump?
See, again, this is why you don't pay attention to people in the chat, dog. They don't know shit about federal law and local fucking law. They ain't about to let this motherfucker get away with this shit. Like, dude, this dude has so many pending charges against him that you will find out the moment this motherfucker is not president anymore.
Oh, I can't wait for this. So, all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and get up out here. This is a real good one. But y'all heard what MOT said. So Bernie's gonna be the next president.
Talking about this shit, it has nothing to do with the charges against him.
And Trump is gonna be arrested sometime in 2021, according to MOT. So I'm gonna just go ahead and jump off. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks for having me on MOT. Great conversation.
Peace, bro.
Ramil.
Peace out, man.
See you next time.
All right.
Peace out.
All right, well, let's close out with like the rest of this conversation about this blackmail piece. So that way we can make sure that people understand that this domestic person here on the other side is really not on your side. Now, you have to realize that at the end of the day, they've had their chance to prove that they was actually on black man's side, right? They had their chance in actual proving that. Okay, for all the conservatives in the chat, could you tell me the conservative contributions, and I mean conservative, not Republican, the conservative contributions to the South? Could you list those off for me? Since the Civil War, outside of Jim Crow, give me the conservative contributions to the South. Conservative contributions. This is why Mr. Research don't talk about this shit. This is why ABL don't talk about this shit. This is why O'Shea don't talk about this shit. Because being a conservative is the easiest fucking thing you can be. You're not invested as a fucking conservative. You don't give a fuck about this shit. You have a whole white-run state agency of fucking news helping this motherfucker. Like, no, dude, I'm not buying it. But feel free to tell me what's the conservative accomplishments for black people, though, outside of that. And you can tell me how many conservative black people who have a voice on Fox News, the white-owned network. You can tell me that anytime. Y'all can step to it, because I guarantee you ain't got shit. You ain't got shit.
I mean, what time frame? You talking about the time frame, like as far as Trump's presidency, or just all together?
No, I'm talking about all history. All history.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can't use the word Democrat and Republican. Use the word conservative and liberal. Tell me what the conservative track record is. The conservative track record when it comes to black people. The conservative track record. The white conservative track record when it came to black people. That's what I want to know, because there is none. You can't even answer that question. This is why y'all are online conservatives. Because this is why there is no black conservative actual political conversation, because you look dumb as fuck even trying to have a conversation about conservatism. Black conservatism in America, especially when you got this liberal black woman on the other side doing the same shit and teaming with the motherfucking women, fuck out of here. There's no conservative track record when it comes to that. There is none. There's none. None.
Interesting.
No, it's true. This is the reason why it's very convenient to be calling yourself a black conservative, because you ain't got no fucking track record. None. Okay, let's say the South won the fucking Civil War. What the fuck you think is gonna happen to those black mouthpieces? Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, you have no voice like they would have no voice on Fox News. That's what the fuck it would be. Whoever don't give a fuck, like listen, the black women in the Democratic Party, the liberals, don't give a fuck about black men. The black women in the Conservative Party isn't sticking up for black men either. The black liberals, the fucking what is it? The Very Smart Brothers and the Root. You think they give a fuck about black men? No. Black conservatives and conservative spaces, do they give a fuck about black men? To the point to where they won't even separate from these black bitches. You don't have an argument. You never had an argument. Reconcile that. I'm waiting on the fucking chat to fucking fill up with all these conservative accomplishments. You ain't got none. I know your arguments inside and out. I get paid to do this shit. I know what I'm talking about.
So MOT basically saying that black men are basically all alone. We don't have any.
Yes, we've never had no representation in government. Period. The only
I agree. Yeah, that's true. Now
the only representation that you had was the hip hop Republican, which is a fucking fraud and a con job, and you had the Very Smart Brothers type of black liberals, which is also a fraud and a con job. So both parts of the political spectrum don't even give a fuck about black men. This is where we're at because motherfuckers don't even vote, and even if they do vote, they want this welfare shit, which fully destroys black people. So it's a culture of not even giving a fuck about black men. This is what they vote for on both sides.
So should us as black men be trying to
form our own power on both sides?
Okay, I get what MOT is trying to. Okay, I understand now.
Sides. If the gays can do the shit, we can do the shit. All these so-called hardcore fucking Republicans and shit, you know what these dumb pieces of shit do? Lick their ass of fucking black women and act like they ain't got no fucking problem. This is why I don't trust black conservatives. Because they don't hold these bitches to no fucking account. Period. They're all frauds. Both sides. Both of them are frauds. I vote for the party that I vote for because I got financial fucking interests. But make these fucking black conservatives get out here and tell us why these black women on both sides of this shit, who they kissed it and licked the ass of, why they ain't supporting black men. When was the last time you seen a black conservative politically come out after the fucking black women in the Democratic Party? They're too busy acting like that they fucking care about these bitches in their track record. Yes, you don't have a fucking argument. You've never had an argument.
Man, so that means we have enemies on all sides.
Outside of what's currently there. And as long as we don't have that power, we'll never get it. When was the last time that black conservatives, even the online ones, have talked about walking away from black women who fucking accept welfare? Period. They have never held these women feet to the fire because they are sunk with these motherfuckers like the bitches on the fucking red side, blue side. It's a scam, folks. If you don't get your own power, you can't expect the powers there to be actually doing this shit. It's not hard. It's very fucking easy.
And I noticed on the comment, one person.
Conservative, like Clarence Thomas wants to get rid of a whole bunch of shit. And that dude is not a fan of black people. Clarence Thomas voted for every police increase in power. That is the conservative actual progress. Every single time that the police overstep their fucking powers, you know who voted for it? Conservatives. White ass fucking conservatives. That includes that Clarence Thomas motherfucker. So if y'all want to talk about politics, let's talk about why your conservative white fucking police department can shoot niggas on sight and not go to prison for that shit. That shit is an actual construct of white conservatism throughout history.
Yeah, and I think one comment asked whether we should be independent. It doesn't matter. Independent don't even have. It doesn't
matter as long as you deal with issues and not these national fucking issues. It's stupid. Yeah, I mean, like, do simple shit. Like, vote for the simple fact that nobody can have like these punk ass fines for fucking like traffic tickets and shit. Every motherfucker in the country should be on top of that. But you know who's pushing that shit? Mostly conservative places, unless they're like in liberal big cities. It's like, dude, listen, this shit really isn't that fucking hard. But see, this is why most black people don't talk about politics, because it requires a time investment. And you have to be held responsible for the shit you talk about. This is why people claim to be fucking black fucking conservatives, because there's no time investment needed to be a black conservative. Not in America. No, dude, most of the shit happened under white conservatism. This is why I simplify the argument between conservatives and liberals, so that way you can have the conversation. Those white conservatives never left the fucking South. They've been tuning niggas up for the better part of forever. You never see no black Republican who claims to be a black conservative come out there and be against that shit. They ain't with that.
Yeah, that's true. I've been in Texas too long. I understand that. I
Yeah, when I go down there, best fucking behavior. I don't even fuck with that shit, because I know how much power they fucking got, and I know no matter what fucking law firm I fucking get, I ain't gonna be able to get nothing out of that shit. Yes, like a motherfucker, William R. 3R. They undermine the fuck out of the Second Amendment. Yeah, your God, Ronald Reagan, what the fuck happened when them niggas start showing up with them AKs and shit? Immediately got gun rights on the fucking book. Where were the fucking conservatives then? That's what I'm saying. These niggas are frauds. Frauds. You motherfuckers don't give a fuck about the Second Amendment. They just want white people to have guns and black people not to have guns. That's it. It's not hard.
Yeah. Hey, MT, I totally understand. Like me, I don't. I know some brothers will hear me on this, but I don't believe the whole voting. I don't claim to be either conservative or liberal. What I do is I just look and see and just give my perspective. But growing up in Texas and being around the children of, I mean, everybody around me is conservative, so I gotta to kind of have the
correct
the perspective and point of view.
They don't even consider you American. They consider you black, which is not American.
Yeah.
Like conservatism in other countries, they consider everybody's an actual citizen. Like, there is no conservative that consider black motherfucking citizens, Latin motherfucking citizens. This has always been their point of view. This is always been it.
Like, they're called American, but you're called African American.
Correct.
Wait, I'm like,
aren't
y'all supposed to be, American, regardless of your background?
What do you think they're trying to conserve?
Yeah, you're right.
Black people.
hey, Moti, check this out. One of my friends, he's a second generation German, meaning his grandpa came from Germany, and he boasts being American. I'm like, dude, you're not even
but he can do
generation.
that because he's white, though. He can do that because he's white. Like you know what, the Italians did that shit. The fucking Germans did that shit. The Irish did that shit. And most of the fucking Latinos do that shit. As soon as they come here, they don't want to be considered black. Boom. That's the shit. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, but MLT, what did you consider like the lifestyles as far as being productive, being smart with your resources and finances? That's not conservative way of life, right?
No,
there?
that's classic conservatism. Like, classic conservatism actually covers all the people who want to produce. White conservatism only covers white people. It don't cover black people.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
Black conservatism has an actual all-encompassing feel for everybody who's here. Yeah, but like that Pat Buchanan bullshit, yeah, no. Black people, no. I mean, because you can tell about who the mouthpieces are on TV. They allow the black liberals on TV because they can support feminism. And they allow the white conservatives on TV because they support white supremacy. It's not that hard to figure out. This is why you have to separate from both of these groups and create your own power. Separate from both groups, create your own power. You do the same thing that the motherfucking log-cabin Republicans did and that the invincible liberals actually did. So that way you can have your own separate fucking power.
And that's why they have spies in our spaces listening to what we're talking about.
AIPAC, that fucking conservative shit tank over in fucking Israel, spying on the country and all that kind of goofy shit, would never happen if there was any other fucking religion other than that shit. Again, same goofy shit. The problem is that there's no reason to come out here like that. And I guarantee you, I even had ABL on there. Could you tell me the greatest time in white conservative fucking history? Couldn't tell you. Want to know why? Motherfucker, I know this history. I know this history. There is no time in history where these motherfuckers even fucked with us as a people. The only reason why he's there, he got the white ass fucking talking points. If you ever talk like he has some fucking sense, he'd be thrown out the fucking door.
Yeah. That's why he has a lot of subscribers, because he's appealing to that rhetoric, even though he looks black.
He's not appealing to black people. And you know what? Most of the conservative motherfuckers don't even call him out on the shit. Right? Well, he's doing that goofy ass shit in our face. It's no different than the 50-year-old fuck niggas in this sector. You know what I'm saying? Trying to help the black love shit get off the ground. It's it's the same stupid shit.
Emoty, to basically specifically, since you mentioned ABL, I even want to mention those two ladies, Diamond and Silk.
Yeah,
they got over.
Diamond and Silk fucking talks for black men.
Wow, I'm telling you, like,
who the fuck thinks that? Who the fuck thinks that Diamond and fucking Silk, those two wonder coons on TV, talk for fucking black men? You've never seen none of these motherfuckers who claim to be a black conservative in this space even talk about those two crazy, ratchet, ugly bitches. Ever.
and they got millions of followers, and guess who's 99% of their followers? Can you
white
guess?
Motherfuckers ain't got
exactly. They're cashing in. They're buying their product. They're spending money.
Oh god damn, man! It's like when Candace Owens, who I do like, but most of her fucking talking points are straight white ass fucking talking points.
Yeah, but Candace Owens do be sticking up for black men though. Like she be
sometimes, but we know who pays her. She's not an independent person doing this. This is a person who has a spot within a specific group of people who pay people for certain shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the way I look at politics. If I'm in the South, if I need some shit done, I'll go find me a white conservative.
Yeah.
Them niggas love money. They'll do anything for money.
Hey,
I'm out west. I like conservatism more out west because they actually kind of still do fuck with black people, but not in the South. I can't fuck with Southern conservatism unless you paying the motherfuckers like straight out and you don't meet them and you get your actual shit done. That's when you fuck with Southern conservatives. Is when you start fucking with their law firms who actually get in contact with them motherfuckers. That's how you get power down.
Hey, I'm an experience. I'll give an experience myself. I was trying to get one of those gigs in the oil field in West Texas, and the company that it was like a small.
Oh
company.
God, no. West Texas. Bro, don't even try that shit.
No, that's what I'm telling you. What happened? I didn't get the job. You want to know why? The guy who is basically giving me that test tried to make sure that I failed. He didn't give me no direction or nothing. And when I came back, the guy who gave me the interview he's like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, man, you have a clean record. You have everything. He's like, what the hell? He's like, your actions don't fit your resume. He's like, what's going on? And the other guy was, he was basically saying, he didn't do as what he was supposed to do. But when I told my parents, they're like, yeah, we understand that guy. They have the click. They don't want to get you in. You got the skills, but it's
all you got to do
South.
is ask Mr. Research why he still talk about Clinton, even though there have been a Bush and now a Trump in office, and how come there haven't been no progress for black men? He gotta keep talking about Clinton. There ain't no way he can talk about what happened during the Bush administration. No fucking way. With the housing crisis, with Hurricane Katrina fucking response, I've never heard no black conservative get out here and explain that shit. You can't.
Yes.
You can't.
Hey.
You're dumb as fuck even trying.
Hey, MOT, I'm in Houston, man. Like, what they did is they just took all those Louisiana people and they just brought them in Houston, just dumped them.
Listen, man, they brought them up to Colorado, put them niggas in like $250,000 houses and fucked up the entire.
there was a division, man. Like there was a slang term here in Houston. You know, they were calling them Katrina N-word. All they basically
Refugees,
it's like
man. Like
it
that's
was
what they call them
bad.
up here. I mean, they started putting them in these $250,000 houses that people couldn't afford. Crime went up every motherfucking where, and it was a fucking
Yeah.
mess. It's a fucking mess.
And a lot of people made money though. That was, in a way, that was like human trafficking in some sort, because money was being circulated because of that whole incident, man.
Oh, of course it was.
Money was like millions, billions, man.
Dude, because all these states who took in those black people took a lot of money in, but they didn't, like, outside of giving them housing vouchers to people, they really didn't help them black people at all. They didn't do shit. They just dropped the motherfuckers in another state. And whenever your ass got in trouble, if your ass went one of them Hurricane Katrina motherfuckers, they locked your ass up forever, no matter what the fuck you did. that's how they got rid of the shit. But all these people want to talk about the actual crime bill when it was Newt Gingrich was the part of the fucking House who came up with the fucking bill. All Clinton did was sign the bill. Like, all these motherfuckers are fucking fraud shit. When they talk about politics. This is why they don't have political panels. They look dumb as fuck talking about politics. Only thing they can do is talk about Clinton. Clinton had been in office how long? His wife lost. Like, so what we need to do is separate and get our own fucking power. I'm talking about separate from black women too. Because black women are their power comes from white supremacy. Yes, a liberal woman would do the same shit to you that a conservative woman would do in the same exact way.
No, that's true though. That's true.
The same.
Yeah, no difference.
Under the same government.
Yep. That's definitely true.
Yeah. So with this black male piece, you got to be able to separate, but you can't do that shit. Yeah, Albert. Well, it is. I mean, we're about to shut it down in like 4 minutes because I got something else to do. But here's the thing. If you don't have skills and abilities to be able to separate yourself from black pussy, you're fucked. As long as you're trying to please black pussy, you're never going to be able to get this shit straight. Ever. Because the motherfuckers don't like you either. They don't fuck with you. Like all these niggas who come on here with all this fucking so-called game and shit, ask them niggas to show you their goddamn family. It would be a bitch who walked away from them when they supposedly had all this power over the bitch, apparently. But she can walk out and take them to court and do all this other shit that everybody else is doing. So the shit don't fucking work. You ain't got no power. You ain't got no game. You just dare. She fucks with you and roll on to the next dude. Why?
Yep.
Because they don't fucking stick together and cut these hoes off so that way they don't have no power. As long as she has another place to fucking walk off to, you ain't got no motherfucking power here, dude. None. So it's crazy for people to come out acting like they have all this control when this in this environment, when this woman can just walk the fuck off and do whatever the fuck she wants to at any time. And especially as soon as she puts some assets near her motherfucking ass. Where are all these conservatives who's actually trying to stop that shit from happening? They got the Supreme Court. They got Supreme Court. They can send shit up today that can end that shit. Wait a minute. What are they waiting on? They have 5-4 majority. They can get rid of abortion. They can get rid of all this shit. Tomorrow, they can also get rid of affirmative action and priority shit for like minorities and shit in government contract. But they know if they go that fucking far, the niggas gonna be out of it. I'm telling you. Make these
all about money.
tell you what the fuck has police been able to shoot niggas on site with no fucking charges? Ask them motherfuckers why the fuck do they still support these fucking white ass judges who don't even give a fuck about it?
I mean, to be fair though, they were doing that under the Obama joint too. They were killing niggas.
No. I mean, but they're pro freedom and shit and all that shit.
Oh, okay.
Like, Democrats don't
Freedom for them, not for you.
Yeah. Conservative actual freedom don't include black people. It never has.
Yeah. So even when the Constitution says all men are created equal, who's the man? Parentheses. who's that man it's referring to? Question mark.
Yeah. I mean, but all this shit is to fucking see. If you stop talking Democrat, Republican, and start thinking conservative, liberal, and actually look at the fucking policies that they push, because you can skip out on this actual liberal woman shit. Just don't fuck with them. Period. Don't put these motherfuckers in your power or anywhere else. Just deal with somebody else where you got full and total fucking control. And it's not conservative black women either. So they run to the same fucking system. This is why they want you trapped in this fucking system, because they know they eventually gonna get your shit as long as you keep fucking with them. As long as you keep fucking with them. Yes, but see, this is why we can't talk about politics in Black America, because people think that the same Democratic conservatives who was down there during the fucking civil rights and the actual slavery time are the same Democratic liberals who's trying to vote for niggas to be free with the gay shit. It's totally different fucking people, even though the people live in the same fucking area. But once you move it down to liberal conservative, all this shit makes total fucking sense. And these people have to defend their fucking track records by era. There's nobody who can go by a decade era talking about how these conservatives actually gave a fuck about black people. They never did. Hell, they never did when the actual Republican Roosevelt was in office, and when the actual white liberal version of the Roosevelt got in office. They still supported the same fucking agenda on tuning niggas up. They never was on our fucking side, man. Ever.
And another thing people forget to realize in American politics, Reagan was the one who flipped out. That's why it's interesting. You say don't look at Republican, Democrat, because look at conservative and liberal. Because
and look at the people who are supporting them today.
Yeah,
people who support Reagan will be the same motherfuckers stringing your ass up and murdering your ass in the middle of nowhere.
And then back then they were called Democrats. Now they call Republicans because they're conservative, but they're under a different color. But
hey, Jersey Hammer, here's the deal. The people who complain about, what do you call it? Wait, hold on. Hold on a second. I chose one. Like, we have corporate socialists today. The top 60 fucking corporations pay no fucking taxes. What conservative have you heard come out and fucking tried to make them niggas pay taxes? Nobody. Why? Conservatives are not fiscally fucking responsible either. They're not. Google pays no taxes. Microsoft pays no taxes. ExxonMobil pays no fucking taxes.
Verizon, all conservative companies.
Comcast pay no fucking taxes. And these motherfuckers have the nerve to be coming around this bitch talking about they fucking fiscally conservative. They're only fiscally conservative when it comes to helping actual people. They don't give a fuck about nobody outside of that. And I dare any fucking conservative to come up here and tell me otherwise. I have to pay my fucking taxes. Shit. Swift, Prime, Warner, Snyder, none of them niggas pay taxes like I do. But we got all these fiscal conservatives running around this bitch. We have the highest fucking budget ever with Trump, increasing like defense spending and all this shit when we're not even at war, but we're increasing defense spending. Like all this type of stupid shit, man. You can't be trusting these niggas.
Yeah. Hey, MOT, hey, the young people need to be listening to this, yo. And that's why they don't want our voices to be heard, you know.
Because being a conservative is that fucking protection loop that actually insulates you from all of American history. The only thing you got to do is switch up Democrat and Republican during the Civil War era, and boom, you're a conservative. You don't have to take responsibility for what the fucking women do or nothing. How is it possible that these women can be doing all this shit and both sides of the black lexicon say nothing about it? Both sides. It's fucking ridiculous.
Facts.
I mean, you mean to tell me that these liberals from the North came to fight the fucking South, but then they just stayed down South when they got there? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, man. The problem is that motherfuckers should be shot if they don't know American history. The moment they try that fucking Democrat, Republican switch around shit without knowing the history, should be locked the fuck up. Period. The Smithsonian should be talking about American history, not motherfuckers online and shit. Because the conservatives attacked the United States military. That's what fucking happened. Yeah, the people who are pro-military had no problem turning guns on the exact same fucking military during the Civil War.
Oh yeah.
Those weren't Democratic liberals. Those were Democratic fucking conservatives.
They were actually traitors, you know, legally.
Yes,
they were
and they're still traitors today. They don't even treat everybody like citizens. Today, like I said, you could dodge this fucking liberal woman all you want to, but don't think you're gonna have this shit on the conservative side. It don't work like that because they don't treat you like citizens here, man.
But they'll call you unpatriotic for not standing for the flags or sitting down or getting on your knees, which is hypocritical because the history shows otherwise. You actually rebel against your quote unquote flag and you fought and
let me tell you, man, George Washington was right when he put down rebellions. He killed every single motherfucker part of any fucking rebellion. There was no South getting off the hook shit when he put down rebellion. The Shays Rebellion, all the motherfuckers died. Every single fucking one of them. Everyone. There was no fucking trying to make up and kiss up and get back with motherfuckers. He went down there himself, which is pretty different in this day. And he took that shit down his motherfucking self.
Yeah. And
show me a Democratic liberal who is actually caping for conservative fucking soldiers. Since their parties are so the fucking same. That's what I'm saying. Niggas are fucking frauds. Black motherfuckers just sitting in the Republican Party, letting them niggas do that shit. In front of their face while they sit there and say nothing about it. Goofy shit. Goofy shit. I've never seen a Democratic liberal in the numbers there are in the so-called modern Republican Party who try to fucking deal with that shit. Them niggas was traitors. And the same motherfuckers who fought to make sure that there was fucking free fucking labor are now supporting these niggas with a closed mouth. Stupid shit. Yeah, the South did rise. And the South should be shut the fuck down. But you gotta look at the actual history of America and look at it for what it is. Neither one of these sides were against us, but to think, yeah, it's just that the women are not on your side, period. Yes, and they can't survive without welfare. Unsunken one. Dude, they didn't make no fucking recovery after the fucking Civil War. They didn't. They did not make no fucking recovery.
Yeah, and a lot of brothers have when they think about the Civil War, they have the high school or middle school history was a summary. They actually have to read the books, man. Like, it's so violent. Like, I'm telling you.
Like, they used to have actual like black libraries and shit. Like during my grandfather's day, that was still kind of in neighborhoods, not like the actual library in the state. They actually talked about the shit that actually went the fuck on down there. It wasn't this sanitized version of shit that's in history today. And guess who's the fucking party who wants to sanitize the fucking history all the fucking time and not tell the truth about it? That's right, your white ass fucking conservatives.
Hey, MOT, check this out, man.
Black motherfuckers keep kissing their ass up because they part of their fucking religion. When they've been murdering the shit out of you motherfuckers for years. And forcing you to fucking come down there and apologize. Like,
hey, MOT, and I can confirm you because I've had some fellow Caucasian females who confessed it to me, and it was shocking to me. But me being an African and all living in America, but this could be a lesson for the brothers out there. I'm telling you, I'm 34, so I graduated from high school in 2005, and check this out. Somebody that I graduated in high school with, years later, after where I graduated, confessed to me, basically explaining to me that her parents and grandparents have racist mentality, that she hated
Dude,
She
listen.
hated her grandpa.
All you have to
using
do
the
is go to
N-word.
another country and look at them talk about the Civil War and compare them to the books in the United States that talk about the Civil War. Red Sox fan, I never said that. I said modern conservatism and today's Republican Party. There's difference between yesterday's conservatism and the Democratic Party. See, here we go again. Still caught up on the Republican Democrat shit. This is why I don't allow you to talk about Republicans or Democrats. They were conservatives, religious, racist, piece of shit, Southern Baptist fucking conservatives.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what they were.
Yeah.
And they're still down there. They didn't go up north.
Hey, MOT, since you mentioned religious racism, guys, well, I forgot it was called like a Reformation age, like that bit, or like all these religion, like Mormonism and what's the other one? Jehovah Witness. All of those religions started to be breeded out after the Civil War, and guess what? All those religion had in common that the so-called Negro was cursed and he was the inferior man, and they didn't allow quote unquote black people to be participant, but they started allowing quote unquote black personnel inside, like after the civil rights. So I mean, Emoji, everything you're saying, man, like I do it. I love history, so I read a lot of books, but
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
hitting every
all
point,
you have
man.
to do is read the actual history and make them fucking reconcile. They can't reconcile. Nobody can reconcile it. Because at the end of the day, you have to look at this shit. Did this shit work for black people? How did these people look? What religion did they support? Boom. The way you look at it is America has just not been fucking with black people like that overall. And how they use the fucking woman to bolster her to a fucking position of power over the fucking men. That's how the shit works. And that's how it continue to work. So let me get up out of here. Hey, Ramil, man, thanks for coming on, dude.
Hey, no problem, man. Anytime, man. It was an interesting conversation tonight, man. It was
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, because this political shit gonna turn some people upside down, man. Because that dude is not gonna win with the same coalition that he won with the last time. Because Obama couldn't even win with the same coalition of states that he won with the first time either. George Bush had to deal with a different coalition of states that he won with the first time. It's gonna be different. And I don't think all those people from all those fucking states is gonna make that race that fucking close. There's too many people who lost jobs in those states. Not to mention the fucking farmers, not to mention the container industry that had a lot to do with the fucking auto industry. All these stores that fucking closed because of the fucking China trade war shit. Like, dude, there's a lot of people mad at this dude, man. And it just ain't me.
Yeah.
I'm cool, but there are a lot of people. And it's going to be that suburban fucking Republican that's going to sink that fucking ship. The rise of the fucking Latinos and the suburban fucking Republicans. They're going to outstrip the black male vote. It's going to be high. I'm telling you, it's going to be 20%. But at the end of the day, man, this dude can't get a second term. Not with all the shit that he done. And he's doing more and more shit every fucking day. And then when he's going to get out of office, he's going to have all these books written, tons of more fucking investigations. Trust me, this motherfucker is not about to get away with this shit. Hey, man, so thank y'all for coming on, man. Let me get up out of here, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, MOT. Peace.
All right, man. Thank y'all for coming through. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm the man tomorrow. Y'all guys have a really nice day. Make sure y'all read American history and stop using the word Democrat and Republican. You got to stop doing that. You have to look at them as conservatives and liberal from where they was then until today. But they're incompetent on purpose, man. They're incompetent because they take the same corporate fucking money. And as long as they take the same corporate fucking money, both of the parties are going to look and sound the same. This is why I want Bernie Sanders to win, because he's going to kick all these corporate Democrats out the fucking party, which I don't think they have a place in the party. They're Republicans. Let them go stand over there on the conservative side. All right, man. Later. Y'all have a nice one. No.